from stress, anxiety, fatigue, pain, and PTSD, just to name a few. You can come in today and our staff can help you find the best products for your needs. You can visit us at Fire Tower Road near Sam Jones Barbecue or enshempcompany.com.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
In studio with Dr. Shondell Jones from Kinetic Physical Therapy. Dr. Jones, you guys are expanding and growing.
Yeah, we sure are. One of the things that a lot of people don't know is that we actually have a pediatric practice as well. It's called Kinetic Pediatric Therapy. We've got speech, physical, and occupational therapy there just for kids. If you're concerned about your child's development or just want to make sure they're on track, you can bring them in for a screen. If they need evaluation, we're able to do that and help them continue to develop. For more information, you can visit us at kptkids.com or give us a call, 689-6043.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
The whole family's home. It's almost time to eat again, but you don't feel like cooking again. So close the microwave, put away that box of instant whatever, drop your spatula, pick up the phone, and get a Big Bow box delivered with 8 pieces of legendary fried chicken, fluffy buttermilk biscuits, fixins, and tea. Because no one ever said a home-cooked meal has to be cooked at home. Just tap your favorite delivery app for a Big Bow box at your front door. It's bow time.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're gonna love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. Welcome to Pirate Radio Live.
You can paint this one purple!
Now live from the Pirate Radio studios in the heart of the Pirate Nation, here is your host, Clip Brock.
Hello, folks. Welcome in to Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday, and perfect time for a 10th inning call-in show. If you want to talk about ECU Vanderbilt, Vandy wins Game 1, 2-0 over the Pirates. Great pitching performances by Kumar Rocker, and ECU's own Gavin Williams did all he could, pitched well enough to win, but the Pirate bats were stymied all afternoon long by the Vanderbilt Arms. Just 3 hits for ECU today. against the Commodores. We will talk about that for the majority of today's show on Pirate Radio 92.7 FM in Greenville, 104.1 in Washington. We're on 1250, 930. You can find us online, pr927fm.com, streaming there. And we are back on Facebook Live. We had the live watch-along going for today's game, and we are back there on Facebook and YouTube, so you can watch our program today. Mike Mullis is in the Pirate Radio studios. We'll get his full thoughts on this game and other super regional activity, what's going on in the world of baseball, golf, and more. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com, will join us to talk NFL. The hurricane season came to an end a couple of nights ago, and also ECU baseball. Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, will join us to talk about what's going on with Harold Varner III out in South Carolina. Also, U.S. Open coming up next week. So we'll get some early U.S. Open picks in the 4 o'clock hour. We'll go out live to Nashville in the 5 o'clock hour. Troy D., Ronnie Woodward will join us. Also, Morgan Ahlers on the Fixed NC Live line. So we got a lot of guests coming up. And if you want to chime in, you can. 317-1250. You can call and give us your thoughts on ECU losing to Vanderbilt. Also, talk about tomorrow. Jack Leiter on the mound for Vandy, Carson Wisenhunt for the Pirates. How is the rest of this Super Regional Series going to go? You can give us a call, 317-1250, or chime in on Facebook or Twitter. Chandler, great job today. Shirley Rhodes also here for our watch-along. Thanks to Familia for the awesome pregame meal. Hooked us up with some great pizzas and some buffalo wings. Appreciate Familia. And we also made a lot of winners earlier today. Gave away some Pirate Vibes Only shirts and car washes during our watch-along. Mike Mullis was a part of the end of our watch-along today, and he joins us now inside the Pirate Radio studios. Mully, couple of aces on the mound, 2-0 ball game today in Nashville.
Yeah, quality college baseball game. You just don't see many of those anymore. I think NC State played a 1-0 game in a regional, and at that point I was like, I think that's the only one I've seen that low scoring all year than a 2-0 ball game here. But I think Gavin Williams earned himself some national respect and maybe a little help towards that Golden Spikes award. But obviously facing another guy that's on that same list with Kumar Rocker. So, yeah, I mean, good effort. Obviously, we saw the Pirates kind of have a couple little breakdowns there. Cadell kind of had a tough time on 2 breaking balls, getting to the backstop. And, just kind of the small stuff, but that's this time of the year, man. You just can't afford those types of mishaps. The
3-0 swing by Francisco when the Maldonado comes out of the bullpen. It's 3-0. I asked you at the time, green light here. You said no.
No, not for me. But Cliff has watched Francisco very, very closely all year. Watched his BPs. Had a couple good at bats today. So he had a gut feeling and went with it, and I'm sure nobody was happier than Francisco. And quite frankly, the pitch he got was the pitch he would have wanted. Right. He just missed it. I mean, It was, when you give somebody a 3-0 green light, I would use the kind of the saying, make them throw it through a donut hole. It's got to be in one spot and one spot only. And I think he got the pitch he wanted again. He just, took an aggressive hack and popped it up, and it is what it is. And obviously the play at the plate, the overturn on the replay was the, in my opinion, the play of the game. When that goes the other way, baseball is such a game of trying to control momentum. Momentum went fully into the Vandy dugout, and that's a great college baseball team. I mean, they're defending national champions. They've got 8 or 9 guys that are on this club that won in Omaha. Last time there was in Omaha. So these guys know how to win, and they're quality opponent, best team in the SEC from an offensive standpoint. Obviously Rocker, and then tomorrow a steady dose of Leiter. And that's not all that they have. I mean, they're again a very, very quality ball club.
And we went into it, I know, talking to Igo and others about how is ECU going to scratch across some runs. You gotta get gritty and dirty and play that small ball and bunt them over. That's how Vanderbilt scored on Gavin today. They had to go that route. Think about the 2 runs that came across. They were both on ground balls in the infield. One was a ground ball to second to Norby, and he went to first with it and got the out, and a run scored. The other ground ball to Giles, where he came home to the plate. So they did a great job bunting today. Mully had several good bunts.
And they set the tone with, they had a couple doubles. They had leadoff guys on second, 3 innings in a row there. So, I mean, that's what quality clubs do, is they find a way to manufacture a run. They don't sit back and wait on the 3-run home run. So, Cliff, the Pirates just did not have many opportunities to try to manufacture runs. I think they only had 3 hits on the day. So, Norby obviously doing what Norby does there in his last at bat, and was put a great at bat together. And it's something to build on for tomorrow. It's definitely, that's one of those deals where you go, hey guys, we don't need to hang our head. We don't need to feel bad about it. We lost 2-0 to a quality club, but if we take care of a few of these other things and really take advantage of opportunities given, then it could be a different outcome. I think tomorrow's game is going to be a completely different game. Today's game was brisk, moved right along until the 8th inning, where it kind of bogged down a little bit. But I think tomorrow, let's face it, Wisenhunt and really the rest of the Pirate pitching staff.
You're not expecting 8-inning outings.
No, you just, if you can get 5 out of those guys, it's kind of been what the norm has been, and maybe you get a little deeper. But I think we'll see, we'll see our typical 6, 7, 8 pitching change potentially tomorrow, and maybe it's enough to change the momentum of the game and kind of keep things at bay and slow things down a little bit. We'll see what happens. Leiter, in my opinion, and I've seen Vandy play several times this year, thanks to ESPN Plus and SEC Sports, but. Man, I enjoy watching Leiter pitch. He's really good.
They're very similar numbers wise, but I think he does have even better numbers than Rocker.
He in my opinion, he's got better stuff. His fastball's better. You saw Rocker go out as basically a 4-pitch guy.
His off-speed stuff was killer today.
Yeah, and Leiter's going to be 95, 96 with life, and a really easy 95, 96 with the big league slider. And we say big league slider. It is truly a big league slider. The dude's dad pitching in the big leagues for 19 years. So any trick of the trade that could be taught or learned, he had the opportunity. So, it's going to be quality baseball. And I think, again, it should be something to build on. It's not what we've seen, in our last trip to the Supers where you leave and you were completely overmatched. This was a situation where you were in the game all the way to the last out, a 2-0, ball game in college baseball. You're in it till the last out's made. So good to see Makaravich get off some good swings.
Yeah.
Stage, I don't think was too big for him. Stage wasn't too big for the left-hand first baseman.
Francisco.
Moylan or Francisco. The only guy that I thought looked a little tentative early at bats was maybe Agnos, and but it's pretty impressive with what the Pirates have done, with the adversity they've been through, with the youth that's out there. Again, something to build on, and we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Stanford's got the right idea. Just hit a leadoff home run when you're playing a road super regional game.
Takes the pressure off.
They're up 1-0 already over Texas Tech. Chandler Honeycutt was alongside on the watch along today. Chandler, what did you think about it?
Well, first of all, what makes Rocker so great, and you mentioned this in the watch along, it seemed like he was getting ahead of counts, especially in the first 5 innings. It seemed like he was ahead in the count 0-2.
It was 1-2 to just about everybody.
Almost everybody for the first 5 innings, and it took a while for the Pirates to get some quality at bats. So, like I said, that's what great pitchers do, and Kumar Rocker did it very often today. So. It was hard for the Pirates to get on base there for a while, and it is hard when you're getting down 1-2, 0-2 in at bats like that.
Well, kudos to me, by the way, for not mentioning the umps yet. I thought there was a time where I was just going to come on and blast the home plate umpire, but kind of
it was. I think it equaled out. I kind of think it went both ways.
Even, but yeah, when Gavin got that one off the plate to end the inning.
Yeah, that's what do you say about that? Yeah, what Gavin did today that's different than any outing that I've seen that I can remember is from maybe other than he had a midweek outing against Duke 2 years ago that I kind of felt this way, but his misses were competitive and everything for the vast majority allowed him to set up the next opportunity for the pitch. So you saw that out of Rocker. Rocker would nibble. You could tell he was pitching the scouting report. I mean, he would, kind of live in the same zone of the strike zone, and pitches that maybe balls looked like strikes until movement took him out of the zone. I thought Gavin did a great job of that today. I thought his breaking ball was absolutely the best for a consistent period of time that I've seen in his career. So
you mentioned something, Mully. So he threw that looper in there, that lollipop,
kind of
raindrop guy. But you were talking about the tightness of his breaking ball.
Yeah, you want that breaking ball to look like a fastball until all of a sudden it's not, right? You don't want to be able to sit there and see the big hump in it. Selfishly, I hope that's not the last time we see him pitch. I mean, obviously, it certainly looks like the probabilities are there for that to be the case. But if that's how he ends his career as a Pirate, that's a good one to go out on and a good way to be remembered.
Mike Mullis, Chandler Honeycutt here, wrapping up ECU's 2-0 loss to Vanderbilt. If you have a comment on the game, you can chime in via Twitter, Facebook Live, or give us a call, 317-1250. Up next for ECU, another date with Vandy at noon on Saturday. It'll be Jack Leiter versus Carson Wisenhunt, and Mully said it earlier. He said it off the air as well, that we could be in for one of those 4-hour games tomorrow, depending on how it goes with Wisenhunt. But we got to see our Matt Bridges appearance. We didn't see it today, so you know that's coming tomorrow. Good job by Cam Colmore. A.J. Wilson came in for a batter, walked him, but Colmore got out of an inning there for the Pirates. So they did their jobs.
No, I think in a perfect world, if I tell you going into today's game that all we're going to see is Gavin Williams, AJ for one, and Colmore, you feel like that's probably a dub.
And Colmore can go how many ever tomorrow.
Right. I don't think he probably threw 15 today. Yeah. So he's got his warm-up spots. I'm sure he's chomping at the bit. I mean, there's no question that if he's needed tomorrow, he will absolutely answer the bell.
Didn't see Mayhew.
No, there's lots of guys. Yeah, lots of guys that, I mean, obviously everybody else is fresh and everybody else is ready. And so I mean, it's it's all out there for them. It's right in front of them. They just need to go win a ball game. And Leiter's lost 3 games this year, so he's beatable. And so I mean, it's just a matter of going out and execute your game plan. And again, they just got to take care of the small stuff. And kind of, as I've been asked throughout the season, for my opinion, for what it's worth, the consistency piece to me has been a big deal with the Pirates, where it's consistent effort every time they go out. And I mean, we've seen those kind of blow up games or blow up weekends where we walk a bunch of guys or hit a bunch of guys or whatever. So the consistency and effort, and I thought they talk about Rocker striking out 11. Well, in reality, again, if you'd asked me before the game, Kumar Rocker's only going to strike out 10 or 11, I'd go, well, that, I mean, that's not bad. That's a pretty good effort against a guy that's going to be a top 5 overall pick. So, and his numbers at postseason play are just video game.
I saw the first hit the Pirates got, which was by Alec Makarevich, I believe. Igo said that's the first hit Kumar Rocker has allowed in a super regional game.
That's
because
correct.
Had the no-hitter against Duke, was it, a couple years ago?
Yep.
The Pirate. And how many times did ECU get a man in scoring position today? There was one point where they had a man on third, right?
Yeah, it was at least 4 or 5 times.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you're talking about scoring position on second or third, I'm
second base.
Like, 4 or 5
okay.
at least.
And could not cash in any of those opportunities, obviously. Shirley, let's get our first break in. We'll come back. We'll have more with Mike Mullis. You going to stick around another segment?
Sure.
All right. And more from you if you want to chime in. A lot of you were talking about the Vandy Whistler today. We'll get Mully's thoughts on that, the home environment. Pirate fans showed up today. That was great to see. We will talk more about ECU Vandy when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. At Griffel's, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifflesplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Hey Pirate Nation, Lindsey Gray here with Carolina Caliber. In 1960, my granddaddy started his firearm business right here in Eastern NC. Still family owned and operated, we have the area's largest selection for outdoor shooting sports and accessories and are one of the nation's top firearm dealers. At Carolina Caliber, we have everything you need from hunting, home defense, and personal protection, including a wide variety for ladies and youth. We buy, sell, and trade. It's a time-honored tradition. Visit us at Carolina Caliber on Fire Tower Road in Winterville.
This is East Carolina head football coach Mike Houston, and I'm proud to announce that our youth football camp is back this summer for Pirate Nation. The Junior Pirate Camp is for kids in rising 1st through rising 8th grade and will run June 14th through 16th here inside Daddy Ficklin Stadium. Each camper receives official ECU gear along with individual instruction by me and our entire staff. To sign up, go to MikeHoustonFootballCampsLLC.com. Go Pirates!
Hey Pirate fans, this is Coach Cliff Godwin. The physicians at Orthopedics East and Sports Medicine Center have been caring for our athletes at ECU for more than 35 years. Whether it's treatment for our sports injury or it's time for that joint replacement, Orthopedics East provides the latest in operative and non-operative orthopedic care, physical therapy, and diagnostic testing. For experienced and professional services, call the team at Orthopedics East at 252-757-2663 or visit them online at orthoeast.com. Go Pirates!
Okay, let's just try not to embarrass ourselves and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sure, totally. Is that a Pepsi Wild Cherry?
Oh, no. Please, not here. Not here.
Too late. You know something, Steve? Flavor Mania's about to run wild.
Oh, not Flavor Mania.
Pepsi Wild Cherry's about to drop a flavor suplex right into your pie hole. It's gonna hit your taste buds with a top rope elbow of flavor. It's gonna be delicious. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna throw your Wild Cherry loving brain right through the announcer's table.
Oh, I can't take you anywhere.
Flavor Mania doesn't need your permission, Steve, because the world knows that nothing is gonna get between Pepsi Wild Cherry and that flavor championship belt. Are you ready to get wild?
Oh, please don't
Come
get
on,
wild.
Steve. I said, are you ready to get wild?
Seriously, does this always have to happen when you drink Pepsi Wild Cherry?
You better believe it, brother.
Pepsi Wild Cherry. Now available in 0 sugar. That's what I like.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Domino's week-long carry-out deal means you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each every day. That's right, $7.99 each, and every day means any day. But just in case there's any confusion, we've set up a helpful website to confirm if today's a day you can carry out 3-topping pizzas for $7.99 each at Domino's. Just go to howaboutoday.com to find out if Domino's week-long carry-out deal is valid today. Spoiler alert, it is. Carry out only. You must ask for this limited time offer. Prices, participation, and charges may vary. Excludes extra large and specialty pizzas. Crust availability varies by size.
This is Stephen Igo, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Summer vacation spots are right here in your very own backyard. Take a trip to a state park and enjoy traditional camping. RV space, and also air-conditioned cabins that can be rented with Wi-Fi. If you're by a lake, be sure to check out the opportunities to rent a canoe or kayak and get on the water. Your next adventure is right around the corner. For more information, please visit ncstateparks.gov. Now, let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. ECU falling today 2-0 to Vanderbilt in Game 1 of the Nashville Super Regional. And looks like there's going to be more runs scored in some of these other games because Stanford already up 3-0 I believe another run scored there. Yes, 3-0 over Texas Tech. Texas Tech has not batted yet, as the Cardinal Mully off to a good start in Lubbock today.
Yeah, I mean, one of those historic programs. You know, Stanford's been doing it for a really long time. So yeah, off and running. And you know, as a baseball fan, and now that with my disgust of the Major League game, that really makes this weekend, last weekend, and then next weekend more special. And obviously would love to see the Pirates involved, but if not, still great baseball to watch.
Mike Mullis is here, Shirley Rhodes, Chandler Honeycutt. We are recapping ECU and Vanderbilt. We'll get to some other stuff going on in the world of sports later on in today's show. Cav chiming in on Facebook Live saying the knock on Gavin is he hasn't faced SEC talent. Well, today against SEC talent, he had 13 strikeouts, just moved up solidly into the first round of the draft. To be honest, he should be top 15. Great day for Gavin. 2 in a row coming up for the Pirates. That would be nice. But
was that a scouting director for a big league club that just?
That was not. That was a Pirate Radio listener.
No. Yeah, I look as to whether or not we got to remember his last outing. Part of this outing wasn't exactly Gavin what we would have liked to have seen, and this outing was obviously great. And the nice thing is with the draft being a little bit later, I would guess he'll get a chance to get out and pitch a little bit, maybe in somewhere Cape Valley, maybe CPL, something, depending on whether or not the Pirates can bounce back and make the run to Omaha. So I think he'll get a chance to build on it a little bit more before the draft happens. Either way, quite frankly, to see what does happen with his draft stock.
I was actually talking to Gavin's dad on Sunday. We were talking about the draft, so it's in July now.
Yeah, they moved it back.
And I hadn't even really thought about that, Mully. You have an opportunity to maybe have like some legit college all-star games with MLB scouts in attendance if they do go that route and play some wood bat baseball before the draft. I didn't even think about that option.
Yeah, and it would be
like a showcase type.
Well, no, they would go to the Cape or the Valley, which are already, I say showcase leagues, but that's where your best players in the country. And look, we got great players in the CPL, not to take anything away from them, but a guy like Gavin has not had that opportunity to because of his injuries early in his career to get out and really show himself. At least lately, I do think he pitched one summer in one of those leagues. But anyway, that would be an interesting opportunity for him. Obviously, we'd love to see him do it against whoever else the Pirates could face, allowing them, if they were to get out of this super. And obviously, if he goes out and continues to have those type of outings against any competition, regardless of the conference that they're from, if they're still alive when there's only 16 teams playing, they are formidable.
Ronnie Woodward tweeting a quote from Coach Tim Corbin said, quote, runs were very expensive today. We kind of knew that would be the deal, end quote. Expensive, Mully, meaning tough to come by, and you got to do whatever you can to scratch one across. They were able to get 2 on the board.
Let's also not forget the bounce back effort there. And I say bounce back, Gavin comes out and is shoddy at best. And then kind of settles in, figures it out. So he pitched himself out of trouble. Left runner stranded. Had 3 strikeouts in an inning, a time or two. I mean, he did all that he could possibly do, and that was that's a flattering comment to him made by a coach like Coach Corbin.
And of course, Cliff Godwin talking about Gavin said, "I'll take Gavin Williams over everyone in the country. I know we got beat today, but I'll go with that guy every time." End quote. And pitched well enough to keep the Pirates in the game and arguably win the game, but the Pirate bats couldn't get going against some very talented pitchers, including Kumar Rocker, who nearly went the distance. I think Vanderbilt used Maldonado for 1 out, and then another pitcher came in. So they used 3. Pirates used 3 today, right?
Yep. And kind of the last thing, Gavin and Ben Newton and Bryson Burrell all worked for us after the season was canceled last year. And man, they were in less than flattering, less than hospitable environments doing, hard work, and spent a lot of time in the truck with me, and we were doing a lot of traveling anyway. I got to know those guys, kind of a little different perspective, and what I can say without a doubt about all three of them is they're exceptional guys, and just enjoyed their humility, enjoyed being around them. And I tell you, the number one thing, if they told you they were going to be there at a certain time, they were 5 minutes early, and that's good home training, and that's good habits that are created by the culture at East Carolina. Also, Evan Voliva worked for us for an extended period of time as well. So anyway, got a chance to spend some time with those guys away from baseball, and obviously baseball was still discussed, but just really, really solid young men.
And I was going to mention that sounds like a Cliff Godwin guy, guys. He brings into the program. Mully, good call too on the home training, shouting out the parents as well. So.
No. So I mean, good dudes who wish the best for them. And again, man, this thing getting over. Well, tomorrow you go out and I said going into this weekend, my opinion was if we get to Sunday, anything can happen.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of fighting like hell tomorrow and let see what happens, and then the chips will fall where they may.
Cav asking, where does Mully think Gavin will go? Now, the thing is here, you got to know all the other million prospects across the country. But Mully, when you look at a pitcher like Gavin, where do you think
so historically, I think the argument is clearly made that he's a first-round draft pick, but we got to remember the circumstances of this year's draft. So last year, there were only 5 rounds. So to put that in perspective, to see Burley get drafted where he was drafted last year, and then you see the success he's having this year, that shows you why they were willing to spend that money on him in such a tight draft. You got to remember the draft's been, 40 plus rounds at times. Now this year it's going to be 20 rounds. Okay, so you've got all the guys.
Stocked pool.
That's it. You got all the guys that didn't get drafted last year that are draft eligible. You've got all the high school kids. You've got international opportunities. All these things figure in to where what you may see as a kid that was a first or second rounder or whatever in the past, it's a different. All the formulas are different. All the metrics are different. So, do I like him as a high second, late first round draft pick? Sure. Today I did, and going into today, I just felt like the secondary stuff wasn't quite what I would want to see, but to be that kind of guy to write that kind of check to. But
he showed it today. Man,
he showed it today in a big way, and I do think he helped himself a lot. And this is one of those deals where if we would do anything that he would do anything, or for him to have one more opportunity to go out and pitch like that. So, answer your question, I think he'll be a good draft pick. There's a lot there. You can't teach 98. You can't teach 6'6". And those are things that are, God given. So. It just, and it only takes one organization to like him a lot, and they'll be happy to take their chances.
Good news for Texas Tech. They got out of the top of the first. Bad news, 4 runs crossed for Stanford. 4-0 in the bottom of the first right now in Lubbock. Mully, what did you think of the, and we watched it on television, obviously, the Vanderbilt atmosphere? Like, it didn't, you had the Whistler guy, which we knew was coming, or guys. I guess there's 2.
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Troy D had a video of him from there in the stadium. One of them, anyway. You had that. Like, it wasn't like overwhelming like I've seen in like Arkansas and Ole Miss and those
no. They don't have the,
it's a bit laid back.
Yeah, 3,000 folks, and it appeared that there were some seats that were empty. No, I think you're right. Pretty laid back. I think the thing that creates that home environment is the aggravation of the Whistlers. And I mean, I've watched them play this year, and I'll mute it. I just can't. It drives me nuts. Which that's what it's designed to do, I guess. But I mean, I thought very reasonable, probably fairly accommodating SEC home field crowd. So again, way different. I remember going out when Cliff and the guys were going to Ole Miss, and I just drove by and they were up on the field. So I stopped by on a Saturday. They were practicing, and Cliff had their pregame, their rally, and he had crowd noise playing like it was football.
Like the football practice.
Yeah. So I don't think he had to do that. Maybe it would be interesting if he cranked up a guy just doing the whistling thing during BP or something, just to hey, you might as well get used to it.
Shirley, I sent you a Twitter link. Could you pull that up on the production PC and play that in a moment? Not right now, but we're gonna play the Garrett Cole answer from earlier this week. I got to get Mully's take on that. Pirates get 3 hits in the game today. Connor Norby 1 for 3. Franny had a base hit. Alec Makaravich. Were they all right there to the left side, to the right side of the field too, in the right field?
I think they were in the middle of the ballpark. Norby's was definitely to right. Yeah, I mean,
Franny's to right. Yeah,
kind of middle favoring backside or middle favoring right side for them, not necessarily backside, but. Yeah,
not a lot of damage done.
AMAC went opposite field on his first at bat to the warning track.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. And it's a weird configuration there too. Everything is so tight. Like, luckily, Cadell had 2 balls go by him today, but the backstop is so close. There's no chance to get 2 bags off of that. And then down the left field line, the foul line, and the wall very tight together.
Yeah, but you know what's crazy though is that there was a lot of pop-ups that you would think that would get out of play.
I thought so too.
And they would still stay in the ballpark, and Vanderbilt was able to get those outs.
Yeah, kind of like 3-0 swing.
Exactly.
That one, and then and Amax too in the first. Vanderbilt a 2-0 win today. Mully, you need to when do you need to leave?
I mean, whatever.
You got like
I'm in no great rush.
You got one more.
You got some on your mind?
I got a lot on my mind.
Okay.
You got one more segment in you?
But I'm here. I mean, if Gavin can go as deep as he did,
there you go.
Can you make a trip to the mound and can we talk about it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Chandler, can you walk in, make a visit? Can you put on a jacket like Jason Dietrich first? Never seen his arms. I don't even know if he has a uniform.
Yeah.
He's gone parka for most of the year, and then
first off, he did go parka earlier. That BP top and then the sleeves and I mean, he's got his own thing. He's a West Coast guy, man.
He's different.
He's just a cool dude.
Let's we'll get another break in. We'll come back more on this game. We'll talk Garrett Cole. We'll look at a little bit of Major League Baseball, see who else Mully likes in these supers, and talk a little golf. We'll do that with Mike Mullis when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now for all games June through September at Orioles.com/tickets. Single game options are flexible and affordable with individual tickets starting as low as $15. You can choose from popular promo dates and fan favorite giveaways, including bobbleheads, t-shirts, caps, and more. Simply select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets. That's single game tickets as low as $15. Available to all fans now at Orioles.com/tickets.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
Anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
Does the idea of going to your local U.S. Cellular store make you feel a bit uncomfortable? Tired of the hassle of waiting and wearing a mask? Let Toby Williams and his outside sales team take away that worry. They will come right to your home or office and drop your phone off on the porch or at the front desk for you. Saving you time and worry is what the team at Cellular Warehouse is all about. Call Toby today at 252-799-7051 and let them help you with all of your wireless needs. Cellular Warehouse, your local U.S. Cellular authorized agent.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Macon State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Guess what, Greenville? Calzones are back. Community Calzone is the only restaurant in town specializing in calzones. Choose from over 50 different calzones, or you design your own with unlimited options, including vegetarian. Community Calzone also features wings, huge salads, and more. Plus, they deliver to almost everywhere in Pitt County. Located on Greenville Boulevard next to Ashley Furniture Warehouse, they're open for lunch, dinner, and late night for dine-in, pickup, or delivery. It's Community Calzone.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Gray Williams from the Pitt County Pirate Club, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 19th for our first annual Cornhole Tournament presented by Miller Lite. There will be 2 divisions to compete in, the advanced and the competitive. Each division will have a doubles and a singles bracket. The total payout for the tournament will be $4,800. Hurry, space is limited. Sign up today by going to Eventbrite and searching Pitt County Pirate Club Cornhole Tournament or finding us on Facebook. Go Pirates!
This is Stephen Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on hoistthecolors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
Hi, this is Phil Steele of Phil Steele's College Football Preview Magazine, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 1 of Pirate Radio Live. Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. Start now at Biomat USA on 505 South Memorial Drive. A better donor experience and better pay. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back for the latest breaking news, interesting stories, and awesome contests that can make you a winner. Be sure to follow Pirate Radio on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at PR927FM. Join the close to 50,000 followers today. Now let's head back into the show. Clip, take it away.
Take it away. I will take it away. ECU a 2-0 loser today to Vanderbilt, game 1 of the Nashville Super Regional. One game going on right now. It is Stanford leading Texas Tech as they head to the bottom of the second inning, 4-0. That score. Mully, you made a comment earlier. You think the Arkansas might be ripe for an upset in their Super Regional against NC State, one of the hottest there. Everybody playing now is hot, obviously, but NC State has had it rolling for a while now.
Man, and I just like the style of baseball they play. Arkansas, scuffled a little bit in their regional. They're obviously really, really good. But it'll be that's if I got to pick an upset, that's the one I'm going with.
Okay, let's see. You got the SEC matchup between LSU and Tennessee, as LSU was able to win out in at Eugene, Oregon. What else? Dallas Baptist and Virginia.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. It's kind of 2 conflicting styles, and I'm going to tell you, UVA probably has as much quality pitching depth as anybody in the country. They don't have the Leiter Rocker or Gavin Williams, but they have really good arms for 8, 10, 12 guys deep.
Speaking of getting hot at the right time, we were kind of piling on ECU when it was happening to the Pirates, but South Florida,
how about that,
parlayed that series into a conference championship, into a regional win, and now they are in Austin to face Texas.
Yeah, who would have thought that the AAC, the 2 representatives, would be the ones that are in the Super Regional? So the conference is undefeated in regional play. So I mean, that's
now they lost one.
Well, I'm talking about regionals. Like they won both their regionals, not games. Not games.
10-4, 10-4.
It's the totality.
However you want to spin it, you're a good marketing guy.
It's I could lose a hole on the golf match and still win the match. So that's what I was implying.
Speaking of a-hole, Mike Mullis joining us today.
Rim shot, please.
Sorry, it was right there. Had to do it.
Apparently you didn't pick up on the...
Thank you, Corey.
Yeah.
What did you do?
No, go ahead.
Did you hit me with something?
No, it's okay.
Where else are we? Ole Miss, Arizona. Coming up, you got Tennessee LSU, mentioned that one, Mississippi State, Notre Dame, Link Jarrett.
Yeah, the Fighting Links.
And crew.
Now
they rolled over everybody in their regional.
And you remember pre-regional, that was my pick. I said, I like the Fighting Link Jarretts. I mean, they are, man, they can hit. I mean, they are as offensive as anybody.
Put up some 20 spots.
Oh, yeah, they missed the extra point, but they, I like them. It wouldn't surprise me to see both NC State and Notre Dame, make it to Omaha. But
which we talked about a down year for the American, kind of the same for the ACC.
Correct, yeah.
When you didn't have, North Carolina having a big year, or even Virginia, Florida State, those teams. So could see a few of these teams standing in Omaha.
Yeah,
shall see.
Yeah, but what do you got? 3 ACC teams still alive?
State, Notre Dame. Who's the other one?
UVA.
Yep, 3 out of the 16. Mike Mullis is here. Mully, let's talk a little Major League Baseball.
Let's don't.
Come on, man. This is the greatest, worst answer of all time. So I don't know what spider tack is. Do you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just some type of...
It's sticky stuff.
Yeah. I've never heard it called that.
It's the
what do you use it for?
Weightlifting.
Oh, okay.
Weightlifting. It's
yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, as a weightlifter.
Yeah.
Now I know.
Right.
No wonder I hadn't heard about it. Let's play the Q&A.
It's made in North Carolina.
Yes. I heard that on a radio program. Where at?
I think like Burlington area, maybe.
All right. Can I get my hands on some? I'm trying to be the rookie.
What would you do with spider tack?
I don't know. Got a barbell at home. Shirley, let's play it. Garrett Cole asked if he has ever used spider tack. Remember, this is a yes or no question. Yes, I have used it. No, I have not. And here's how Garrett Cole responded to that.
And have you ever used spider tack while pitching?
I don't know. I don't know if I don't quite know how to answer that, to be honest. There are customs and practices that have been passed down from older players to younger players, from the last generation of players to this generation of players, and I think there are some things that are certainly out of bounds in that regard, and I've stood pretty firm in terms of that, in terms of the communication between our peers and whatnot. And I, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's, this is important to a lot of people that love the game, and this is including the players in this room, including fans, including teams. And so if MLB wants to legislate some more stuff, that's a conversation that we can have, because ultimately we should all be pulling in the same direction on this.
All right, there is Garrett Cole. What was his answer to that, Mully?
Yes.
Can you play the beginning again, Shirley?
No, let's
please.
I thought
one more time.
I thought the video paused. There was such an awkward pause.
Do you feel bad for him?
No.
Okay. Well, let's play it again then. Yes or no? Hit it one more time, Shirley, if you can.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know if.
Okay, that's enough.
Listen.
Wow.
So I don't know. Maybe last weekend I come home and my 12-year-old, and there's like chip wrappers and like cookie wrappers and Capri Sun empties.
Oh man, he had a party.
Right, and he and a couple buddies were hanging out.
Had a rager.
And I said, Matt, come here, son. Did you guys eat all this stuff? Did you guys really eat all this stuff? And you didn't throw your wrappers away? I got cold. I got cold. Well,
I don't know how to answer that, Dad.
But Dad, it wasn't necessarily me.
There have been practices you have passed down to me.
Right. So yeah, Jordan's a little older than I am, Dad, and he told me that it's okay that if I...
Now, if you want to legislate some of these things in the Mullis house,
then we'll
have that discussion.
We need to talk about this, right?
But
that is a 12-year-old caught red-handed kind of reply. What, me? You talking to me?
Did he not know he was going to get that question? I guess not.
It was like he was under oath.
Yeah, well,
He should have gone with the fifth. He should have pleaded the fifth on that.
No, he should have just said, yeah, I messed around with it one time before and it didn't do anything for me, so or whatever. I mean, or just go, yeah, and I won't do it again if that's where we're going.
Or just say no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I mean, morally, maybe it's wrong to lie, but that would have got him out of that 4-minute whatever that was.
Well, look, what I love even more is then it comes back around to being said like, the hitters want us to do that so the ball doesn't slip, so we don't hit somebody accidentally with a 98 or 100 mile an hour fastball. Mm-hmm. And I heard this on another show. The greatest non-answer ever was probably the South Carolina beauty queen back.
That did. I personally believe that, and we should have more maps.
And in the Iraq, that one. So this one was they rival each other definitely.
That's a good call, good comparison there. We talked to Chris Holba, former Pirate, on the show yesterday, and I asked him, how prevalent is this in minor league baseball? And he said he actually had a good answer, Mully. He said, over the years he's seen that stuff. This year in minor league baseball is randomly taking balls out of games and looking at them and seeing if there's anything on them, and that is deterring pitchers maybe from using stuff they would have used in the past. And I mentioned this off air, and you said you thought it was kind of comical. They are policing the minor league.
Yeah, go get them,
and not the major league.
Go get those young guys that don't make any money anyway. Here's what it all boils down to. Major League Baseball completely screwed up by trying to just absolutely force offense into the game. And these pitchers are like, man, if we get beat around like this, we're not going to make the money that we've been making. So we've got to do something to try to level the playing field or gain the competitive advantage. And so now it's just who can cheat the best. And again, I have to agree that it has existed as part of the game for a long time. I think, Clip, you and I have talked before about, catchers throwing out a ball with a scuff on it. I want to get that back to my pitcher and let him do his thing with it. But it's it's part of it. But the question becomes, and I heard this made, and it's kind of a comical comparison, but I can also kind of go, okay, well, hitters get to wear batting gloves with pine tar, and that increases their grip on the bat, which is going to ultimately increase bat speed.
So where's the line?
So I mean, what are
performance enhancers?
Correct. So what do we do? How much caffeine?
Not wear batting gloves.
So how much caffeine can you have in your system? Because that's a performance answer, and it's. I don't know, man. I'm so sick of all of it, and I don't know. It's almost like since COVID, everything's kind of lost its mind. Like like everything is just under a magnifying glass. I mean, when all of a sudden I'm like not an Aaron Rodgers fan anymore, that there's something wrong with the world. But I'm tired of these guys not doing what they're paid to do. I'm tired of these guys complaining about. It's hard for a hard-working guy to hear a guy that gets to play football every day or baseball or whatever and make tens of millions of dollars complain about a whole lot. It just, but anyway.
Shirley, I sent you one more link. Could you pull that up? You got it? Did you hear the Pete Alonso conspiracy theory?
Yes, I did.
This is great.
It's a good one.
So he said that he disagrees with MLB's crackdown on pitcher-friendly foreign substances. And there is a larger conspiracy going on where, depending on if there's offensive players stacked in the free agency class or defense or pitching, a lot of pitchers that will get big contracts in the free agency class, MLB is manipulating
the marketplace.
Right. Here's some of that from Pete Alonso, Mets first baseman.
I hadn't heard until you mentioned it, the idea that they do it based on free agent class. Is that something that players talk about and believe in?
Oh no, that's a fact. It's not. It's yes. Guys have talked about it, but in 2019, there's a huge class of free agent pitchers, and then that's quote unquote the juice balls, and then 2020 was a strange year with the COVID season, but now that we're back to playing a regular season with a ton of shortstops or position players that are going to be paid a lot of money, like high caliber players. It's not a coincidence, and I think that it definitely is something that they do.
I hadn't heard.
So Pete Alonso, is he like tinfoil conspiracy theory
The
guy?
Earth is flat. Who is they?
Major League.
All right, Major League Baseball's not writing checks to these players.
Team owners are getting together.
So you've got these 30-some guys sitting around going, they're going to get together. And
First of all, they have a sheet on available free agents for the next year.
They're going to get together, play golf, have a few cocktails, and go, all right, listen, here's what we're going to do. That makes absolutely no sense. And to come out and say, no, it's a fact.
This is an opinion.
By him stating it's a fact, discredits anything else Pete Alonso ever says to me.
That was fantastic.
I mean, that is the greatest, most bizarre conspiracy theory as it relates.
Baseball Facebook must be crazy. I've never ventured over there, Mully. There's some crazy stuff going on.
Well, let's think about it. The reason that those particular players make more money is because they produce more offense. They produce the reason they can make more money is because more offense draws higher ratings, and that's what owners want, right? They want I mean, nobody talked about the Padres before Tatis and Machado, and that's the owners don't mind making that investment because for every million they're spending, they're expecting 50 million return on that million.
Well, and if you want to continue to argue this crackpot theory, if the pitching numbers go astronomical,
somebody's got to pay them.
You're going to pay more money to get a good hitter on your team, right? To outpay the other team.
It's ludicrous.
It is. You're right, Mully. The world has gone mad. Everybody has gone crazy.
It just doesn't make any sense at all. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's just what just absolutely disgusts me with where we are in professional sports.
I see your point. We had a conversation about this. Yeah. I don't like you, being so down on it. I want everybody to enjoy it. I try to do my best to separate the 3 hours of what I'm watching on the playing field as to everything that happens outside of the game. It's hard to do,
and I will tell you, I think the Braves. I like the way they play more comparatively to some of the other teams. I mean, I like their culture, the way they go about things, and they have an old school manager. Now you still have some of the showy stuff with Acuna and whatever, and of course I say, Joe Madden tries so hard to acquiesce to his players that it's kind of like it's a free for all. Whatever they do, he's still with them, right? Yeah, so it's kind of a whatever you want to do environment out there right now.
Mike Mullis joining us inside the Pirate Radio studios. Mully, a couple more minutes, we'll let you get out of here.
Sure.
You're working overtime with us today. Was part of our live stream and joining us hour one here on Pirate Radio Live. Let's see. You want to golf? You got U.S. Open pick for us next week? Where are they playing? Do you know? I'll look it up.
The U.S. Open is in Shinnecock Hills, I think is correct.
Okay.
I think.
It's isn't it out west? Is that out west?
Man, you have to go.
All right, I'll Google
I'm not
it.
sure exactly.
I wanted to say it's going to be some nighttime U.S. Open action, but let me check on that.
All I know is I want to see Koepka and DeChambeau in the same group. I don't care who wins.
Torrey Pines.
I'm sorry, California.
So we will get some night.
Yeah, I guess Shinnecock is maybe the Ryder Cup. Anyway, Torrey Pines, and again,
by the way,
the only storyline that matters is DeChambeau and Koepka having to play together.
And now I'm being conspiracy guy, but this is wrestling, right? These guys really like each other.
I completely agree with you. I don't know if they like each other. This is just like what we talked about. We're going to do the Lawler and Andy Kaufman deal.
If you see Mully and I at tiebreakers, get your phones going.
Yeah, there's going to be some electricity.
Yeah, a little fist fight action, get people talking.
Hey, we need to order some of those bottles, like the stunt bottles that you can actually hit over the head and it'll break and it doesn't really kill you.
And then you grab a real one, hit me, and be like, oh, Clip, my bad. I thought that was
that was the setup.
I'm way ahead of you, buddy.
Setup. No, look, you might be right, Clip. I don't know. But I will say I think Koepka jumped the shark a little bit on the Mick Ultra. Did you see the ad he did so I guess last weekend DeChambeau's walking down a fairway and the fans start chanting Brooksy.
Yeah.
And some of the fans get removed, and so Koepka comes out on Twitter and says that he will do Michelob Ultra to the 50 fans that were supporting him. He's sorry that they were asked to leave the venue. So that was fairly lowbrow. Also, I think fairly lowbrow.
As much as I think this is fake, I'll give them credit. We're talking about it. People talk about it. It'll get some more viewers. So I give them credit for it.
Yeah, I mean,
golf is not the most exciting sport in the world, Mully.
Well, the other thing that may drive your conspiracy theory on this is the fact that they came out with that PIP money or whatever they're calling it, where it's the player interest money.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So everybody's talking about Koepka and DeChambeau, and it's so ungolf like. Again, the world's gone crazy.
Hopefully, you had Chesson Hadley in your pool this weekend.
I did not.
Yeah, he is the leader right now. HV3. Where is Harold?
Probably headed back to Gastonia. I think he was about 3 over. I don't know what the cut line was.
How about 5 over? He will not be participating this weekend.
No,
and he's not qualified for the U.S. Open. Correct. So he will not be in that.
Yeah. Did he get in with the place where he placed pretty high?
I'll have to double check on that. Tony Romo in?
I feel confident. No.
Okay. All right.
No Ricky Fowler.
Yeah, I saw he was playing on some kind of qualifying deal, right? And didn't get in or whatever.
No Brandt Snedeker. No Keegan Bradley. A lot of guys that, have historically been there.
Give me a pick or two.
Will not be in attendance. I mean, I'll go the obvious.
And don't say Tony Finau just because you like him.
Oh, I do like him a lot. The obvious, can you pick against Dustin Johnson? And then,
how about a John Rahm redemption tour?
Man,
where they yank him off the damn course.
That'd be so huge for him to pull it out. And Rahm, to me, is a guy who's really turned his stuff around because he was antic laden, like he was very immature on the golf course, would pitch at temper tantrum, whatever. He seems to really have come a long ways maturity wise. He's, going about things the right way, and he's had some bad luck. And I thought his statement of the way he handled that situation was just about as good as anybody in the world in the history of sport could have handled that. So I thought the PGA's handling of it, on the other hand, was very distasteful and questionable at best. But I thought Rahm handled it well, and that would be super cool to see him, because I don't know where he stands on his quarantine now, but I think he was not supposed to come out but like a day before the tournament starts. So
next week.
Yeah.
Mully, thanks for hanging out, man.
Yeah, I enjoyed it always. Yeah. So what are we doing tomorrow?
What do you want to do?
All right, watch the game.
Okay.
All right.
I want a 3 or 4 hour rain delay. That's what I'm rooting for.
That'd be preferable.
Yeah. Let's get it a little later in the day.
Should we Bull Durham? I tell you what. Hey, that's completely appropriate. That's completely appropriate.
Sorry.
We were looking for a rain delay.
My computer malfunctioned.
No, we're looking at rain delay, and you're going to blare Purple Rain?
I mean, that was great timing, Shirley, accidentally.
That was a complete inadvertent. I am so sorry.
I think we could jump in the truck now and road trip it. We'll go bust through. We could be there.
Get there at 1 o'clock tomorrow.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
We'll take a fungo bat and bust the wall open, and then go turn the sprinkler system on like Kevin Costner did in Bull Durham.
Let's do that so we can get a couple, and then are we heading back home to watch it?
No,
we'll watch it in jail.
At that point, we're in. Well, no, we'll blame it all on you, Chandler.
No, I'm going to bring y'all with me.
Bite the bullet for us this one time.
Come on, man.
Enjoyed it, Mully. Have a good weekend.
Yeah,
we'll see you tomorrow. And hey, Sunday, where are we watching? That's 3 o'clock.
There you go. 3 o'clock game time.
We got plans.
We will definitely watch that one.
All right, we'll get a break in.
I bet she plays Purple Rain.
Well,
I can't.
Unfortunately, due to YouTube rules, it'll shut the whole studio down.
What if I just sing us out?
Yeah.
That 0.5 seconds.
Hold on, cut it, Shirley.
You'll be singing.
Yeah. You said it.
All right, good night, y'all.
All right. We'll be back with more. Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com joins us. The Whistler has exited the building. We'll see if Tony followed today's game. We'll get his final thoughts on the Hurricanes from 2021 and get you up to date on the NFL news and notes, things going on around the league. More to go on Pirate Radio Live. Back with you after this.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
John Eckert from John Eckert Entertainment in California. Everybody knows who Pat Boone is. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with him.
Well, Ed Lubin, his business manager, and I were friends, and I get a call from Ed Lubin saying he has this crazy little Christian music show. Would you mind, with your gift of gab, call these radio stations and say, how would you like to have Pat Boone on a weekend or weekday radio show?
Radio. Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at aa.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Enclave 2021 and save over $6,800 or 0% for 72 months. As always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
At Jimmy John's, we don't make sandwiches. We make the sandwich of sandwiches. We use fresh veggies because we don't hate salads. We just feel bad for them. We make our sandwiches exactly how you want because you're the one who's eating it. And we bake bread all day, every day because stale bread isn't bread. It's croutons. Sandwich history is written by the victors. Good thing we have legible handwriting. Jimmy John's, the sandwich of sandwiches. Order pickup or delivery on the app.
Here today with the closed hand, also known as Denton Hardy to his friends and family. Why F3?
Because it's at a time in my life when I need a little bit of purpose and to get up in the morning and to get going for the day, it helps me.
1 letter, 1 number, F3. Fitness, fellowship, and faith. All workouts are free of charge and open to all men. Leave no man behind, but leave no man where you find him. Learn more today at f3enc.com.
Ahoy, mateys! To keep those cars clean, you need the Pirates Cove Fast Pass.
Greenville's original express car wash is now offering a fast pass for as low as $19.99. That's 1 pass, 4 locations, and unlimited washes. Visit us in Greenville on Fire Tower Road, Memorial Drive, and East 10th Street, and also in New Bern on Glen Burnie Road. And by popular demand, Pirates Cove on Fire Tower Road is now offering interior cleaning.
So we have you surrounded. Pirates Cove, the official car wash partner of ECU Athletics.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Big Ed Watkins here from Ed Watkins Marine. You use the internet to shop for clothes to cars, so why not use it to shop for boats? Get your best price now at Ed Watkins Marine. We are located in Lake Norman, but we will deliver anywhere in North Carolina, from offshore center consoles and bass boats to just cruising or fishing the lakes of the intercoastal waterways. We have something for everyone. Go online now at Ed Watkins Marine and see our selection. Stick with a pirate and shop Ed Watkins Marine for all your next boats.
Do you find yourself hungry, but looking for some new and different options? Then the Bodega Market Cafe in Uptown Greenville is for you. They offer a full-service menu featuring breakfast, lunch, and dinner, also with a variety of unique vegan selections. Dine in or sit outside in their great outdoor dining area. Plus, they're always ready for pickup or delivery. Open 24/7 for your convenience. The Bodega Market Cafe, located in Uptown Greenville, across from the BB&T.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, W224EI Greenville, WDLX Washington, and W281CH Washington. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Jersey Mike's is open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner. You can order in-store or online through the Jersey Mike's app. Jersey Mike's, a sub above. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Rock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live, Hour 2 of today's program. Just saw a tweet from a name I haven't seen in a while to ECU Baseball. Corey Kemp, a name from the past, says, still in the fight, find a way in Game 2. Anything can happen in Game 3.
we named one of our dogs back in the day Kemp after Corey Kemp,
the former Pirate catcher.
I was a big Corey Kemp fan.
So, and he's right. Pirates can get him back Saturday at noon. Game 2 of the Nashville Super Regional. ECU losing today 2-0. Tony Dunn, Cubs fan, not much of a baseball guy. Did you follow the game today?
Just on the Just on the internet.
Just on the internet. Did you watch us?
No, I did not.
Thank you for your honesty. Much better than Garrett Cole.
What? He did. I was listening to you on the way in, and that was pretty funny.
I'm sorry. All right.
I like the Mike Mullis analogy, too, of his kid being like, not just giving the yes or no answer.
I thought the best part was when you came in and said, but if you want to have a discussion about this.
About our policies. Yeah, that was pretty funny. We had a good time with Chandler, Shirley, Mully on the live watch along. Unfortunately, the Pirate Bats could not get going against Kumar Rocker. Tony, as I'm sure you've heard by now, he and Vanderbilt's pitcher tomorrow expected to be top 10 draft picks. And Gavin Williams showed why he is ECU's ace today. He was awesome with 13 strikeouts.
Yeah, and when I pulled up the box score and I saw that the Vanderbilt pitcher had 11, I was like, good God, that's a lot. And then I kept scrolling. Holy moly, 13 Ks. You just got to put the ball in play.
Yeah,
that's
and to see what happens. And hopefully the Pirates can do that tomorrow. Tony, we'll talk some NFL. We're going to overhype like everything that happens when we see an off-season video. This is what we do. Did you see Julio Jones yesterday doing that drill?
No.
Where he's chopping his feet?
Was it like the J.C. Horn video?
Yeah, he's doing drills like one receiver does it, and then Julio does it behind him, and it's like, whoa, this dude is an elite athlete. He also had the comment about, for all those saying I'm injured or whatever, just watch. So I don't know if this is the video or not. Maybe it is. But just to like see him out there doing stuff and him using the quote, like, just watch. Like, if I'm a Titans fan, if I'm Chad right now, I am super excited that I have a potential All-Pro on my team and didn't give up much for him at all to get him on the team.
No, you just got to pay his contract.
The upside is huge for this move the Titans made.
I think it's resembling of the Stephon Diggs to Buffalo move, is that that you have a lot of tools, you have a lot of pieces, you're kind of there each year. It feels like you're knocking on the door, and you just need something to get you over the hump. And Stephon Diggs really elevated that offense last year to where now we're talking about, help me out with our quarterback name. Josh Allen. We're talking about him all of a sudden as being proven at this point, where 2 years ago, there was a lot of inconsistency. Tannehill has shown a lot of potential, right? A lot of improvement since he's come from Miami, right?
His touchdown to interception, I'll pull it up, Tony. His numbers from last year make you say, like, definitely Pro Bowler, first team All-Pro, perhaps. 33-7. And your eyebrows raised.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Is that for my team, we did not throw 33 touchdowns yes.
Yeah.
And about half of the touchdowns too. Double the second number, divide the first number in half. And so maybe this is what that piece right there that can really elevate the Titans to the next level, right? Because they have shown, is Derrick Henry is an incredible running back.
AJ Brown is a star now, but a star in the making if you don't think he is one now. I think he already is, but
yeah, and then we'll just have to see how their defense improves after last year. It's kind of not been what we thought the Vrabel defense was over the last 2 years.
They're winning with offense. I like your comparison too. I thought you were comparing the players. You're comparing the situations and the teams. The Bills are one of those teams like the Titans who have looked for a long, long time for a legit number one receiver. They found one in Diggs for sure. And the Titans now have two legit number one receivers.
And a running back that just ran for 2,000 yards last year, and a quarterback that's continuing to kind of bounce back from a kind of a slow start in Miami. That's really what kind of gets me excited for Sam Darnold. I almost said Dan Arnold. Sam Darnold's.
You're not excited about Dan Arnold?
I am.
I've
already seen a Sam Darnold to Dan Arnold video.
Oh man,
from the Carolina
that's got to get Panthers fans going nuts right now.
I tell you, put that Julio video away. Let's flip on this Dan Arnold video and let's get excited.
Yeah.
But, Ryan Tannehill with a slow start to his career under Adam Gase as head coach in Miami. Same way with Sam Darnold in New York. What?
Nothing. I pulled up Twitter. I probably shouldn't even be following Evil Dick from Big Brother, but he's got a picture of a Popeye tattoo and the
my goodness gracious.
So anyway, I'm sorry. Go on with what you were saying.
Mercy.
I know this is bad.
Sam Darnold,
great radio.
Starting, with New York and with the Adam Jets as well. Maybe you got
what
me.
Did you just say?
You got me all twisted with that pick.
I tell you, it threw us all off.
Adam
I do want to
Jets.
go back to this though for Tennessee is that is that the AFC right now has got a lot of contenders in it, and if you're really going to pull ahead, I mean, you've got to have the horses to do so. And
Right.
And I think they really see this is that like we can't just outweight all the other teams to get bad. Like we have some pieces here, and let's start adding to it. And like you said, it didn't cost that much.
And I heard this on a show earlier this week that was a good point, and now I feel like I'm talking about out of both sides of my mouth. But did the Julio Jones move Tennessee ahead of Kansas City? No. Did it move them ahead of Baltimore?
Maybe.
Cleveland?
Yeah. Well, no, not really.
The AFC is the Bills.
How about this? It might not have moved them ahead, but it put them in contention.
Yeah, definitely.
Is that they at least have a chance where that not everything has to go perfectly. Is that their offense could be top offense with this move right now.
Was it last year, Tony, when we were like clamoring over the NFC and all those teams like the Packers, I don't know who else to say this. Like we thought, and now we've almost flipped.
Yeah,
the AFC looks like
the AFC is dominant. It's been that way, I guess, for now 2 years. I feel like they're really starting. Once the Browns kind of inserted themselves into the discussion,
and Bills took that next step.
You're right,
ahead of the Patriots.
I was a little interested. I heard that Aaron Rodgers is not at the minicamp. I still thought that the Julio Jones to Green Bay would have been a good move.
To appease him,
it would have just been like now Aaron Rodgers can't be mad. He can't be sad.
I wonder how many receivers Rodgers has made better than they actually are. Like you think about Greg Jennings and guys like that, and who's the guy? Donald Driver probably wasn't an awesome. Elite receiver.
He was good.
Yeah, but it might not be fair to those guys.
Little white guy? Jordy Nelson.
Well, he's not little, but yeah, Jordy Nelson was a pretty big.
He wasn't big, was he?
Yeah, he wasn't a slot guy. He was an outside receiver.
Okay. 6 foot, maybe.
Okay, that's big to me. That should be big to you. How tall are you?
You're right. It's an argument in my house.
Growing up, Tony, I always looked at you as a short guy.
I was very short for a long time in my life.
Yeah, but now you're average size.
Average.
You got a little ponytail going today too.
I do.
I like that. Good look. All right, I saw Justin Fields signed his contract today. 4 years, almost $19 million guaranteed. When you look at that, do you say, he could be a Panther right now? Any thoughts on that at all, or have you moved on?
I'm done with it.
You're good?
I'm done with it. Well, we'll revisit it when he's good and Sam Darnold isn't, or vice versa.
But right now, there's hope that Sam Darnold still could be the man.
And I think is it Matt Nagy that's their head coach? I think he came out glowing about how Justin Fields is everything they thought he was going to be. And why wouldn't you say that though?
True. I've already seen the tweets, Tony, about the how it started, where it's going, or whatever. How it started, the Bears putting out QB1 for Dalton. And then how it's going, Justin Fields takes half the reps and looks great. So, he could be the week 1 starter. We'll see. But Dalton, they brought him in to start. This is so similar to when they brought in Mike Glennon and paid him a pretty penny to be there and then drafted Trubisky. In the same offseason, the Bears did the exact same thing this year, bringing in Dalton. And but this one feels...
And in the process, traded for Foles in there?
Yeah, in between that. Right, you're right. So they have been looking for their quarterback for a long, long time. Outside of a few years of Jay Cutler, not a lot of success there. All right. What's going on in Pantherland?
I don't know. I don't think there's really anything
Number
to talk
changes.
about. Numbers. We're still on the number changes.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, I saw a good one from. Y'all go ahead. I got a.
I think Shy Smith is really kind of making a name for himself in minicamp.
Who is that?
The
South
wide receiver
Carolina
from South
wide
Carolina.
receiver.
Okay.
I think he's going to be a special teams player a lot. I think there's some real question marks. I took a lot of flack on the podcast, not a lot, but a couple people sent me messages saying they disagree, and it was over. I said that our wide receiver core is thinner than people
realize.
Yeah, and but because they're putting so much emphasis and on the potential of what Terrace Marshall Jr. as well as Shy Smith, like these players that yes, we expect them to progress and hopefully become good players.
So you lose Samuel, and did you add anything outside of these young guys?
David Moore, who is a wide receiver from Seattle, kind of a multi-tool player. But the thing that I'm saying is all of these things look great on paper until one dude gets hurt. DJ Moore gets hurt,
and then where's
this done.
Well,
is that Robbie Anderson? This is the house of cards that is the NFL. Is that health and availability really determine how good of a roster you really compose, and maybe some of those guys can step up in the right situations. Now, when it comes to Panther news, I guess the only thing that's been going around is the talks about the stadium. David Tepper has been, I think they had this big event in Rock Hill, South Carolina, where they funded, he gave a $500,000 donation to a special needs park. Mm-hmm. But in the process, they've been asking him about the stadium. And he said...
About like a dome?
Yeah. And then he said, so now he's walked back that he doesn't want a dome.
He said, there's no way in hell that we have one.
Why?
He said, and I quote, after the COVID situation, the COVID pandemic. I mean, that's what I saw in a reasoning.
Man, we can't even. You know what? You take that roof off your house, folks.
He said, I can't remember who the beat writer is, but he's the beat writer for the Panthers for the.
Tony's going all tarp on his roof
for the Associated Press. And I don't.
Steve Reed.
Yeah, Steve Reed. That's exactly who it was. And he said, and he quoted David Tepper on this and said, after this pandemic, there's no way in hell we're going to do a dome.
That's ludicrous. And then that is the other thing. He goes and says, Bank of America will fall down one day, but I'm not building this stadium by myself. We got to do it as a community. It's like, man, Bank of America is in shambles.
Do you want it to stay in Uptown?
Yes,
absolutely.
That's the coolest thing is that you get to go to a game and you see the skyline behind it, and you get to go out to eat afterwards. You don't have to drive 45 minutes or live in this special park that is all owned by Jerry Jones or wherever you got to out in the middle of nowhere.
On the first note about Bank of America, and it's kind of apples to oranges, but I too am snarky at times, Tony, as you know, and look for the easy troll tweet to put out there. Somebody said Wrigley Field and Fenway Park have been around for 80 and 100 plus years, but Bank of America Stadium is in shambles.
Yes, I mean, it's true. And, they just dumped $50 million or something like that just 5 years ago into it, where they put the escalators and the upgrades on the video boards. It's not a bad place.
And when did it come around? Do you remember?
95, 96, 97, somewhere in there. They played that year in Clemson.
So it's older than FedEx Field, which looks like Bank of America is at least aesthetically pleasing,
right?
I think, and looks a lot more. It looks a lot newer than FedEx Field.
If that thing is about to fall down, I'm talking about we got to get on the phone with a contractor that built that sucker. We need more longevity out of that. My house is not falling down, and it's older.
He had an 18-year warranty. It's over.
Steve Reed did tweet 2 days ago, Panthers owner David Tepper, no way in hell I would build a dome stadium in post-COVID era. And then there's also a 40-second clip of David Tepper talking about the situation, if you wanted to listen to it.
No.
All right.
And then the second point of it, too, I think was even a bigger deal, is he saying, if y'all want a stadium, y'all pay up.
Right, yeah. Is that
that's kind of the bigger thing.
Pony up, and the tax money is going to have to fund it. And that's, to me, kind of a bizarre discussion. I understand that if you're an owner of a stadium and you could have somebody else foot half the bill, why wouldn't you want to do that?
It feels like a good way. It feels like he could have not said anything at all. That's a great way to get people against you.
He's been saying it from the beginning, though.
Really?
Yeah, he came in right away talking about, like, is that I want to he wanted, when he first became the owner and pre-COVID, so this is kind of the 180 turn, ultimately, is that he wanted that mega stadium so it could be used all year around.
Oh,
so you can
Final
host
Fours.
Concert.
Yeah, and
Super Bowl, potentially.
Right, and so it becomes a destination place for all types of events beyond the NFL even. And so that is a little strange now where they're talking, why don't you say this, we get a retractable dome then?
I did see where he said that was not off the table or whatever.
Okay.
But
The quote from David Tepper is, "I'm not building a stadium alone. The community is going to have to want it."
So there's a lot of...
and by that he means help pay.
Yes, they're going to want to have to pay for it.
Hey, I want it! Okay, that's not good enough. I'm going to need some money too.
So there's a lot of debate, and I haven't really studied. There's a lot of like economic articles written on how much an NFL team or a stadium like this generates, like the payback to the community is.
Right? Yeah.
And so the owners are always taking this side that, like, hey, is that if you give for every dollar you invest, we're going to bring back more dollars. But there are a lot of arguments that say that those numbers that they use are sort of inflated, and just for the argument that they're trying to make.
Right.
So it's really just, I don't know. Like, the question is, what is the government supposed to pay for? And what are taxpayers supposed to pay for? And I think that they ultimately get to choose that, right? So if they want to pay their money towards that, to have an NFL stadium, to have this and this draw, you got to get out there and you got to vote and you got to be part of those bonds or those referendums. And then there's another argument that goes, hey, this is the most profitable sport on earth, it seems like.
And our owner is one of the richest men
on earth
living.
And he's like, when we're going out to dinner with him, he makes us all go Dutch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is that he said, why don't you come to dinner? He invites us to an expensive-ass restaurant, and then...
Maybe that's why he is rich.
Oh, don't put me in the penalty box. I heard Chandler was in trouble yesterday.
You said
yesterday or 2 days?
A, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went S. Can't go S.
Can't go S.
Yeah,
I went S.
But then he came right out of the box and came out A again.
Yeah, he got
like hunted down the dude.
Got a penalty for high sticking,
and then got to fight.
Yeah,
went on a rampage yesterday.
No, but imagine if David Tepper said, "Let's go out to eat," and we go to pick the high end restaurant around, and then he goes, "All right, now let's split the check."
Yeah,
man, I would say you should have come with me to McDonald's or something. Me and coach at McDonald's losing this recruit.
Coach Rick Smith.
I got 12 cheeseburgers.
And man,
they gave it filet mignon.
And he went to
he
Ahlers.
made me pay for the side.
Let's take a time out. We'll come back. Tony Dunn hanging out. Got more news and notes to get to. Tony has a list. We went over this last week. Graham Gano's on your list, right? Graham Gano did something funny, in my opinion. We'll see if Tony can laugh at a Graham Gano joke or if he'll just hate on it. That and more on the way when we return on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Save lives, be a hero, and make $1,000 your very first month donating plasma at Griffel's Biomat USA. At Griffel's, it adds up fast. New donors can earn up to $1,000 in your very first month. It's the easiest way to make extra money. Start now at Biomat USA, 505 South Memorial Drive, Greenville. Find your donor center at grifflesplasma.com. Make up to $1,000 in a month and save lives now at Griffel's Biomat USA. A better donor experience and better pay.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
Jersey Mike's would like to dedicate the next 3 seconds to our new grilled portobello mushroom and Swiss sub. Trust us, it tastes good too, because fresh ingredients make a sub above. If Jersey Mike's turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's, because premium meat makes a sub above.
Introducing Tommy Club, the best car wash value anywhere. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you can wash your car as often as you like, and also take advantage of our express lanes exclusively for Tommy Club members. You can enjoy a gentle belt conveyor ride to a spot-free shine faster and as often as you like when you're a member of Tommy Club. Plus, our vacuums and mat washers are always free. We're Tommy's Express.
Tommy's Express Wash, now open on the corner of Greenville Boulevard and Red Banks Road in Greenville. Your power's out. There's a water leak. What do? For these and other utility-related emergencies, you need service, and you want it fast. There are two things you can do to get the quickest response if you're a GUC customer. First, you can call the hotline at 1-855-767-2482 and report any utility-related emergency. That number is also on GUC.com. Or second, you can give GUC your phone number. The hotline process is quickest when their account records have your current phone number. Service you can count on. Greenville Utilities.
I'm Sam Jones, and for more than 3 generations, my folks have kept the fires burning for Eastern North Carolina Whole Hog Barbecue. At Sam Jones, you'll find our smokehouse pumping out wood-fired meats, cooked fresh every single day. There are no freezers at our place. Everything, and we mean everything, is made fresh daily, including our sides, sweets, and sauces. Stop in and see us, and I bet you'll be able to taste our passion in just one bite. At Sam Jones Barbecue, you'll find plenty of smoke, but no mirrors.
Looking for a professional to take care of your commercial properties? Gallenberg Lawns is here for you because customer service is number one. Gallenberg Lawns specializes in eco-friendly landscaping, landscaping design, mulch, hedging, sod installation, pine straw, tree planting, and much more. If you need landscaping help for your commercial property, call Gallenberg Lawns today for a free quote at 252-253-5450.
Gallenberg Lawns, we make it pretty.
Have you ever seen those exotic aquariums like the guys do in Las Vegas on television? You ever thought about having one of these aquariums in your business? It's more affordable than you think. This is Hal Pruitt with rentafishtank.com. We can make having an aquarium in your business turnkey with no work, cleaning, or hassles for you. Rentafishtank.com creates a relaxing atmosphere and keeps children occupied. Rentafishtank.com already services many dental, pediatric, and doctor offices, plus hospitals and senior living centers. Check us out at rentafishtank.com.
Pirate Radio.
And you write that down, because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it!
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Well, keep it local and print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com, the official sportswear provider of Pirate Radio for 18 years. Now let's head back in to PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
Back with you on Pirate Radio Live. Another segment to go with Tony Dunn, CarolinaCatChronicles.com. C3 podcast every Tuesday. Check it out on YouTube. Tony always puts up the link. Tuesday, 9 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
All right. Tony has a list of players and people he doesn't like. Graham Gano is on that list. Chandler likes Graham Gano. Chandler likes everybody.
He loves every Panther.
Past, present, and future. And Graham Gano made a funny, in my opinion, Tony, on Twitter.
Let's hear it.
A writer says, Art Stapleton said, Jabril Peppers says Graham Gano's price for the number 5 is way too high. Graham Gano quote tweeted that with Bob Barker and a picture saying the price is right. So Graham is saying, hey, look, there's no such thing as price too high. You give me a number I like, we'll make a deal here. Tony chuckled.
Hey.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
I like when athletes are funny. It's very rare. So I like when that happens.
Yeah, I like when we really learn behind the scenes what happens to get these numbers.
It's usually the specialists, though, that are like your comedians.
True.
Right?
They're kind of
Because
oddballs.
they have, they're the guys in the bullpen, basically, like
Right.
just hanging out all day watching the baseball game. In this case, they're on the sidelines just watching everybody else play football.
The guy, the punter for you guys, May, what's his last day? Who's the punter for the Reds? For
Tressway.
Tressway.
May, Day, Way.
This joke
I watched
needs a Mayday.
I watched a documentary on
Mayday.
him, and he's a character himself.
Tressway?
I think it's just a trend with specialists being comedians.
Tony, you'll be glad to know, at least when I was reading it a couple days ago, he's getting roasted. Remember when you didn't miss a single field goal during the 2017 season just to miss the chip shot against the Saints in the playoffs?
Yep.
Bro, you're an average kicker. Give the man his number. So not a lot of people.
Look,
like
he is
me.
a savvy businessman, though.
He got
paid. He's getting paid more than Jabril Peppers probably, and he's asking him for like, you want this number? $50K. What do you think the number was?
Oh, probably more than that.
Really?
I would imagine.
Oh,
I don't know if Peppers is on his what kind of contract he's got right now. He's probably on his rookie deal, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Actually, he started as a Brown.
I was about to say he was a Brown.
And he signed a 4-year, $10 million. I mean, yeah, he's got some cash to work with.
Yeah, but I mean, paying. I don't know why these numbers mean so much to the guys, unless you have a lucky number. Like I have a lucky number, right? Is that I would want to be number 11.
Well, that might be why. And by the way, A.J. Brown said he did the reverse Graham Gano, said he offered number 11 to Julio, and Julio said keep it. And Julio's going to wear number 2 for the Titans.
I was thinking he was going to wear 8.
Why is that?
Wasn't that what he wore in college?
I can't.
We shall see. If you're right,
Unless,
Chandler.
I think
Where did he play college? Alabama.
I think the Titans.
Good call, Chandler.
Yeah.
Julio Jones, number 8.
I think the Titans faithful loves Marcus Mariota and that organization as a whole, and they probably won't let anybody wear number 8 ever.
They retired it.
In other news, Cam Newton is a giant cornball.
Why?
His nickname for Mac Jones is Mac and Cheese.
That, as we watch this guy eat mac and cheese on TV.
Wow, how appropriate.
He gives everybody these names.
Oh my
God! Wait
God!
until we tell him what we tell him Mac Jones' real name is, because it's
what was it? I forgot.
Something McCorkle Jones.
It was.
Hold on.
It's his real name.
Oh, Michael McCorkle Mac Jones.
Yes, yeah. McCorkle. And so I will always refer to him as McCorkle
Jones.
Yeah. And why hasn't Cam heard of this yet? Someone has to tell Cam, because if his nickname doesn't have to do with like McCorkle Dorkle, or the Snorkel, something.
The Snorkel.
Mac and cheese.
Or just simply McCorkle. Just call him McCorkle.
Exactly.
McCorkle Jones.
Joking himself.
I know.
He looks more like a McCorkle than a
look
Mac.
like a McCorkle.
I agree.
When I think Mac, I think of a bigger, kind of tough-looking dude.
Not like...
when I think of Mac, I think of a dog.
Chandler's dad.
Not those swinging hips that Mac Jones had at draft night, swinging through the hallway. In other news, apparently there's going to be a QB competition in Washington. And Ron,
who's competing? Oh, Heineke?
The hero.
The hero?
The hero!
He's a hero!
You're going to hear about this story for the rest of time.
You got him, you got Fitzpatrick, and then you have Ron Rivera's boyfriend.
Kyle Allen.
He loves some damn Kyle Allen.
And Taylor Heineke.
Well, we've mentioned him several times.
Yeah,
I mean, he was his boy too. When he
or
was in
does he
Carolina.
love any of these guys since he got rid of your entire offensive line? He's got a problem.
That is a sad but true joke.
I think Morgan Moses is that signed with the Jets.
Oh, I haven't even
I think so.
Look that up. I was
That's a good get.
A fan of Morgan Moses. Morgan Moses. Jets remain interested.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Saints signing Morgan isn't realistic. Bears, Morgan Moses. So he's still out there, available. That's a pretty good point, Tony. Does he really like any of these people if he's willing to get them killed behind the line?
He loved Cam. Clearly. No offensive line.
All right. So that's it for NFL, Tony. We'll talk more with you next week. Starting to get, not depressed, but I'm sports depressed because Hurricanes are done. Pirates are one loss away from being done. we've been on such a great sports run coming back from COVID, and now we are about to enter the summer doldrums where if we just hope there's no NFL news, bad news coming out.
The fight of the century has already occurred between Logan Paul and Floyd Mayweather.
Give us your recap on that.
So I thought that Floyd finally looked like he was older. Right? And not that mattered, like the guy was going to win. And he did knock Logan Paul out and held him up because somehow.
I heard people talking about that. Now, why would he, there were the people I heard talking say Floyd didn't want to knock him out.
Right.
Why?
Because they want to keep this storyline going for the brother and then the rematches because Floyd Mayweather made like over $12 million just for stepping in the ring with the guy.
Yeah.
And then he gets all the pay-per-view views and things like that. I thought look, this guy he was not really he was just big and slow, and I'm surprised he made it to the end. He looked gassed a lot of times. I thought Mayweather, 44 years old, finally starting to say, it's like I thought at any moment he could have turned it on and he didn't. I thought he was going to make more of a show of it, right? I was a little surprised it went to the end. And on top of that, I was more interested in the entire fight card. Do you know who the first fight was?
Was Ochocinco?
Chad Ochocinco, and he held his own. He was all right.
He's an elite athlete. He's like a soccer player. He's a kicker. He's an all-pro receiver.
Yeah.
And
bull rider.
He's old, too.
He's 44, too, I think. If 42.
That old, is he?
I think so. There was this one fight between this guy named
43
Hurd and Arias, and this guy, the underdog, just outpunched him, man. Just punched and just connected. It was a great fight. The third fight with this guy named Jack was canceled. Like the guy that he was supposed to fight backed out, like I think got popped for drugs or something, performance enhancing drugs the week before. So they went and bring in the slub on a week's notice. So that if the card would have been all right, if that fight would have been better, But the Floyd Mayweather fight was a little, I would say it was disappointing because, Floyd is such an elite athlete, and it just looked like he didn't really have to do anything. He didn't even really break a sweat either. And that's kind of messed up because you want him to at least just fight him.
I'm not into all that. It's such an exhibition, like no stakes, neither. The guy didn't want to knock out the other guy.
He held him up. Held him up. I know.
Yeah. All right, and the Canes, Tony.
The Canes, man. Ran into a juggernaut of goaltenders.
Yeah.
I heard a stat last night that the Vasilevsky, is that his name?
That sounds good to me.
Close. That he allows on every 1,000 shots 7 goals. Like, what the heck?
That is mind-blowing.
What kind of stat is that? So they ran into a juggernaut of a goalie. I mean, they just couldn't get the puck in the net enough. Not enough defense for the Hurricanes, in my opinion, is they let guys stand in front of the net all the time.
They did leave Ned and Mrazek out to dry quite a bit. Yes. I noticed that.
And so,
and this whole thing's a little bit backwards, right? Like Golden Knights beat Avalanche. Montreal is in this thing. Nobody saw that. And the Islanders beating the Bruins. I don't know enough about hockey, but I know these are pretty surprising results in these playoffs.
Yeah, the playoffs are a different animal. Is that the regular season it's just a kind of the marathon at that point, and this is when you just come out slugging.
Unlike more so than any other sport, like upsets can happen in hockey.
Yeah,
anything else.
The parity is there.
Yeah.
And it's I guess the sad thing is that, and I'm not trying to poo-poo what's happening with the ECU Pirates right now, but they're still in it. They can win tomorrow. They can win, but it really stinks when you get bounced and you have like the best team that you've seen. It's like the Hurricanes were such a great team for all the season. You just wish that they could have made a better series even against Tampa Bay. But I'm telling you, that goalie just didn't let anything in.
Yeah. Tony, thanks for hanging out today. We'll talk to you next week. Talk more football with you.
Sounds good.
Have a good one. We will take a time out, come back. When we return, we'll talk a little golf with Greenie. Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show will join us to preview the U.S. Open, which begins next Thursday. We'll get some picks and more when we return after this.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw hard seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer. Available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Ooh, look at all that Parmesan cheese on that papadilla. Our freshly folded flatbread filled with juicy meats and melted cheese now has a crunchy, toasty outside. Now that's what's poppin'. Order today at papajohns.com.
Hey Pirate fans, order the new Parmesan Crusted Papadilla for only $7. The new Parmesan Crusted Papadilla is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
UBE and PirateWear.com are proud to offer the Pirate Nation its largest inventory ever. Brand new Adidas is arriving daily, along with Under Armour, Columbia, and Russell Athletic. UBE is loaded with cargo, and new items are being added daily to PirateWear.com. Be sure to check out our children's store, The Crow's Nest, for all of your young pirates. UBE and PirateWear.com, an ECU tradition for 50 years. Go Pirates!
Warren's Hot Dog Pizza, homemade lemonade.
Hey, Pirate Nation, Warren's Hot Dogs, 2 locations are open for business in Greenville and Chocowinity. Both locations have drive-through windows, so stop by today for hot dogs, pizzas, subs, apple and peach turnovers, homemade lemonade, and breakfast in Chocowinity, featuring homemade cheese, ham, and chicken biscuits, plus sausage dogs and more. Warren's in Greenville, across from Ron Ayers Motorsports, and in Chocowinity next to the fire department. Warren's Hot Dogs. Want some? Get some.
At U.S. Cellular, we see our customers as more than just customers. They're neighbors. When you switch to U.S. Cellular, you can get the new Samsung Galaxy S21 5G for free with no hidden requirements. As a neighbor, you deserve it. U.S. Cellular, America's locally grown wireless. Terms apply. See uscellular.com for details.
This is Brandon Tate, owner and operator of Atlantic Wireless, an authorized agent for U.S. Cellular since 1997. Visit atlanticwireless.com to find the store near you. We go beyond the call.
Hi, I'm Annalie Newhoff.
And I'm Rob Campbell.
And we are with CopyPro. We have been locally owned and operated here in Eastern North Carolina for almost 50 years. CopyPro is the leader in office technology.
Does your business struggle with keeping printing costs low or producing professional documents? Here at CopyPro, total customer satisfaction is our #1 priority.
We have a variety of solutions to help reduce your printing expenses and make your business more productive. Call us today at 1-800-682-6558 or online at copypro.net.
CopyPro, we are the professional office systems people.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is proud ECU graduate and former baseball player Brandon Manning inviting you to join my team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Right now is a good time to review your coverage with a local trusted agent like me. I will make myself available before or after business hours, and my clients always have my cell phone number if they need anything. From home, auto, or life, give me a call today and let's talk about your insurance coverage and about the Pirates. Call 531-1812 and go Pirates!
Hey Birdland, Orioles 2021 single game tickets are on sale now at Orioles.com/tickets. Tickets are flexible and affordable. Individual tickets start as low as $15. Purchase your single game tickets and choose from popular promo dates, including the Memorial Day Beach Towel and more. Plus, to make sure your experience is worry-free, we've introduced enhanced game day health and safety protocols. Capacity is limited, so select your dates and purchase tickets now at Orioles.com/tickets.
This is Coach Blake Carroll, defensive coordinator for East Carolina football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 2 of Pirate Radio Live. Do you need custom t-shirts, apparel, or promotional items for your business, organization, or event? Keep it local. Print it local with University Sportswear. Contact them today at universitysportswearenc.com. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. Did you miss a show on Pirate Radio? You can listen to all of Pirate Radio's archived local programming by subscribing to us on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe today by going to the podcast app on your iPhone or Apple device and search for Pirate Radio audio archives. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here is your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Shirley Rhodes doing double duty at the producer desk. Audio, video, doing it all. And now Chan Man has returned. By the way, folks, added in addition to the table here, it is Free Beer Friday. A 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade prize pack is on the line. We'll give away the variety pack and a lot more goodies coming up in hour number 3. So stay tuned for that coming up in hour 3, where we will talk a lot more ECU baseball. We'll go out live to Nashville, talk to Troy D, Ronnie Woodward. Also, Morgan Ahlers going to join us for a segment. So a lot of baseball talk coming up. We will now talk about what's going on in the golf world with Greenie, Mark Greenhalgh from the Golf Shop Radio Show. He joins us today on Pirate Radio Live. Greenie, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and you had me at Free Beer.
Yes, sir. Free Beer Friday, always a great thing. And Greenie, it's good to talk with you. I'm a little bit responsible for HV3's bad performance this weekend. He was doing great until he checked his score yesterday. He was -1, immediately went to +1, and it has only gotten worse from there for Harold Varner III, who finishes 5 over par. He's going to miss the cut down in South Carolina. Right now, Chesson Hadley in the lead at 11 under par. Dustin Johnson, maybe a tune-up for next week, 10 under par right now. And we talked about it last week on the show, Mark. What's the philosophy of, hey, do you go play this tournament in South Carolina, or do you go ahead and head out west, get ready for Torrey Pines U.S. Open next weekend? So what golfers decided to make the trip to South Carolina, and which ones bypassed it that's notable?
Well, most of them bypassed it. You had your notables were Dustin Johnson and Brooks Koepka. So obviously you mentioned DJ. Really looks like he's got it going on again. I mean, you know, when we talked about him for the Masters and even the PGA Championship, he wasn't on my radar at all. Just nothing going right for him. He's been working hard with Butch Harmon. It seems like they got everything kind of back in sync again. They worked on his putting, shortening his follow-through on his putter. To maybe get a little more pop into his stroke. So things seem to be clicking right now for DJ. And when things start clicking for DJ, you put him on your radar for him for major championships. So he's definitely on mine. Brooks Koepka on the flip side of that, not really much mojo going on. Maybe just him using it more of get out there and get some competitive rounds. If I happen to stumble into the weekend, I'll do that. But we know Brooks doesn't necessarily put a lot of stock sometime in non-major championship events, so he'll have an early departure to head out to California. So those are probably your two biggest names in the field down in South Carolina.
Greenie, as we look ahead to Torrey Pines next week, tell novices like myself and some of the listeners about the course and who plays well there, what type of golfer plays well there that we'll see next week.
Well, you know, when we play this in February, when we play the event out there in February, the scores are obviously going to be lower. Number one, you're playing it in softer conditions, even though the weather's probably not as warm and the ball's not going as far, but the rough's generally down. You've got greens that are going to hold a little better. The fairways aren't as narrow. Plus the fact that you're playing the North course at least one round, right? Because everybody splits playing the South and the North in the first 2 days, and then the South hosts it for day 3 and 4. So you take away the easier North course, now scores are automatically going to go up a little bit. But what you're going to find is that you're going to see more rough, you're going to see firmer conditions, especially with the greens, and you're also definitely going to see, some tighter fairways. You're going to look to see them really narrow those fairways down. So, in the February time frame, if you miss a fairway, there's some decent rough and it makes it tough. But now you make it a little bit harder to hit the fairways, you make the rough a little bit deeper, and you make the greens a little bit firmer. And it really becomes a tough golf course. Now, one thing I will say is that the last time we played there, and we know Tiger Woods won that one on one leg, they actually are going to play it longer. Shorter this time around. So they've actually shortened some of the holes. So it might play maybe, a half shot easier if it's shorter, but we'll see if they make the conditions. But we always know that in a U.S. Open, it comes down to what the weather is. If it's, if it stays dry and warm, then it's going to get really tough. If they throw some rain in there, then it could soften it up and make it a little easier.
Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show host, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. You can hear the Golf Shop Radio Show Saturday, 8 to 10 a.m. here on Pirate Radio. Greenie, give us your favorite, and do you have a dark horse for next week at the PGA Championship? Who's going to be, or the U.S. Open, I should say, who's going to be in your stable there?
Yeah, well, I'm after watching Brooks play at the PGA Championship and making a few mistakes, on maybe in the final round, but up until the final round, I felt like he was really on point. I don't take too much stock in him not making the cut this week, so he's definitely on my radar anytime a major championship rolls around, and he's pretty much healthy. I'm sure he's not 100%, but he's probably getting somewhere between 80 and 90% at this point. And after watching Dustin Johnson rip some tee shots today on the coverage, he's definitely on my radar. When you start talking about dark horses, you go back and you look at somebody like a Will Zalatoris, who we've seen at the Masters come in tied for second. We've seen him have his meteoric rise. And Colin Morikawa has had some good success lately. Obviously lost in the playoff at the Memorial at Jack's Place last week, and that golf course was, playing relatively long and relatively tough. So you really want to look at guys that are hitting fairways and hitting greens. You mentioned Harold Varner earlier, and you look at Harold again this week, and in the first round he kind of was sort of hitting greens and fairways, but he was making some putts, shot even par. And then in the round today, was missing a lot of greens and not making putts, and that's a recipe for disaster. So you really got to look at the accuracy off the tee, and then guys that get good proximity to the hole with their iron shots. So Colin Morikawa is definitely a guy that does that, and Will Zalatoris hits some absolute lasers off the tee.
Mark Greenhalgh joining us. Greenie, saw this headline. The Premier Golf League will be set for a 2023 launch. Plans to be unveiled. So this is not related to the Saudi-backed Super Golf League, which we have talked about with you on this show. Also, the Premier Golf League have not announced the involvement of any players or venues. So right now, all they have is a name, it looks like, Greenie. What do you know about this?
It almost seems like this is the same thing but different. Obviously the money's coming from a different place. It's coming from non-Saudi sources. But it's going to be the same response. You're going to see them make a play for some name players, and unless they get those name players, I don't think it's going to have the success, but you're still going to see the PGA Tour and the European Tour probably step up and say, hey, again, you go play in this. We don't care where that money's coming from. You go play in this, you're done. You're done in the PGA Tour. And if you're done in the PGA Tour, then you're not playing in major championships. You don't have the chance to win the U.S. Well, you might. The USGA would probably come out and say the same thing. So you don't get to play in the Masters. You don't get to play in the U.S. Open. You don't get to play in the PGA, and you don't get to play in the British Open. So, you might stand to make a lot of money, but you're not going to be playing against the best players in the world, and, that only lasts so long.
Greenie, good stuff today. What do you have planned for Saturday's edition of the Golf Shop Radio Show?
Well, tomorrow is a bright and early morning. We got to be in South Carolina. We are actually broadcasting live from the BMW Charity Pro-Am Classic, which is a premier event on the Korn Ferry Tour down in Greenville, South Carolina. And so we'll be live there. We're going to talk to Bill Bender, as we always do. We're going to talk to Reese Jones, who did the updates to Torrey Pines, and find out exactly what's going to look different for this U.S. Open. And then, because this is a celebrity Pro-Am down in Greenville, we're going to see if we can get a few celebrities. I know we're trying to get Shep Rose, if everybody out there knows him from a little reality TV down in the Charleston area. So we'll see who we get. Roger Clemens is playing. Ozzie Smith is playing. They've got a bunch of good celebrities down there, so we'll see if we can get a couple of them on the air with us.
That's awesome. Sounds like a great show coming up Saturday morning right here on Pirate Radio, 8 to 10 a.m. Greenie, thanks for your time today. Have a great weekend and a great show tomorrow.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a great weekend, too.
Yes, sir. There he is, Mark Greenhalgh, Golf Shop Radio Show, joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Where is the French Open being televised? I'm trying to find that out, because apparently it's still going on. And they have a curfew, an 11 p.m. curfew where it's being played. And I guess the government, due to the exceptional nature of the match, public authorities have allowed this match to go on with fans. Nadal, Federer have solved COVID. They have broken. There is no curfew right now. due to this match going on right now. I'm seeing this all over Twitter, so I need to find it so I can check it out.
I'm seeing the French Open returns to its spring spot on the calendar with daily live coverage among NBC Sports, Peacock, and Tennis Channel.
Okay, let me see if I can find it on NBC Sports. So apparently, you can be out with people in COVID times if the tennis match is good enough. That is what we have learned today.
Wow.
From the French government. Men's semifinals. So I think I got it going now in the Pirate Radio studios. Right now, you've got Stanford still leading 6-2 over Texas Tech. Is that score in Lubbock? Game 2 today of a 4 games coming up for Super Regionals. ECU back in action coming up Saturday at noon as they will take on Vanderbilt in Game 2. Vandy a 2-0 winner today over East Carolina. We'll have some live reports from Nashville coming up in the 5 o'clock hour of today's show, and we'll make you a winner. We got our Free Beer Friday giveaway, a 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, along with a lot of other goodies, can be yours when we open up the Pirate Radio booty bag.
And Clip, if you've got time in the 5 o'clock hour, I do have the post-game comments from Thomas Francisco, Gavin Williams, and Coach Cliff Godwin.
We will run that for sure. For sure. Coming up.
A little bit.
In our, we'll run a little bit, sure.
For sure.
In the 5 o'clock hour.
For sure.
Yeah, seriously.
Good one, Shirley.
Well done. So we'll wrap up this hour. How are you guys doing over there? We hadn't heard from you much, Shirley.
I'm a little sore.
Shirley had a bump up today.
Yeah.
Oh, damn, that's right. On the way in, right?
I was on my way into work, and I was unfortunately rear-ended while sitting at a stoplight. So I'm a little sore. So
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, in the grand scheme of things, it's an annoyance more than anything else. I gotta get my car fixed, and so I spent much of the day on the phone with insurance companies and all the stuff that kind of goes with it. But I'm just a tad bit sore, so I'm moving a little gingerly today.
Could have been a lot worse, but
could have been a lot worse. Yeah. Well, the fortunate thing was I was sitting at a stoplight and not moving. And the gentleman behind me, unfortunately, his brakes failed and just went right into the back of my car. So
how's the candy apple doing?
You mean my ladybug? That's what I call her. She's the ladybug.
Yeah.
She's red and black. She's red and with a black top and
now blue from the bruises.
Ladybug has well, she's got she no longer has any junk in her trunk. Her trunk is a little lagging right now, so it needs to be fixed. And
they got to tighten up that rear.
If there's any authorities out there, I do legitimately have a legitimate license plate on the back of my car. It's just a little jacked up. You can't read it. So
riding dirty.
Yeah, I'm riding a tad bit dirty today.
All right, let's take our final break of this hour. We will come back hour 3. Go out live to Nashville, talk to Troy D, Ronnie Woodward, Morgan Ahlers also going to join us. We'll make you a winner, open up the booty bag, and hear post-game comments from ECU's 2-0 loss to Vanderbilt. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live, a marathon day. Literally been sitting here talking since noon today.
Yeah.
Kind of ready for this next hour to go by, to be honest
probably
with you.
will.
I hope
Let's
it does.
hope so.
All right, we'll be back with more after this.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Gray Williams from the Pitt County Pirate Club, inviting you to join us on Saturday, June 19th for our first annual Cornhole Tournament presented by Miller Lite. There will be 2 divisions to compete in, the advanced and the competitive. Each division will have a doubles and a singles bracket. The total payout for the tournament will be $4,800. Hurry, space is limited. Sign up today by going to Eventbrite and searching Pitt County Pirate Club Cornhole Tournament or finding us on Facebook. Go Pirates!
The convenience of Pitt Greenville Airport is waiting just outside your front door. Service is back, so you're connected to destinations worldwide through flights from American Airlines. Plan your next trip. Book your flights today at flypgv.com or aa.com.
Ready to travel and take a trip? American Airlines has recently added more flights in and out of PGV. Book today and enjoy the friendly convenience of flying from your local airport. American Airlines, now with more flights available at PGV. Book today at AA.com. PGV, where the pirates fly.
0% alcohol, 0 grams of sugar, full Budweiser flavor. For all the moments you want a beer and need to stay on your game. Budweiser Zero, 0 alcohol, 0 compromise.
The best place for delicious food and great prices is Familia. Familia has something for everyone, like New York-style pizza, lasagna, chicken, veal, or eggplant parmesan, homemade meatballs, plus a variety of seafood selections and favorites, like the steak burger and southern pork chop. If you need food to go, Familia's drive-thru window is open and ready for all takeout orders. Familia, Fire Tower Road near Pitt Community College, and FamiliaNC.com.
E&S Hemp Company in Winterville is your premier CBD store. At E&S Hemp Company, they have helped hundreds of people just like you get relief from joint pain, anxiety, insomnia, and more by providing you the highest quality of CBD products available. E&S Hemp Company has a great selection of only the safest, purest, and most beneficial hemp-infused products available, from honey, tea, coffee, candles, and more. E&S Hemp Company, Fire Tower Road in Winterville, and online at eshempcompany.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and welcome inside the booth. He's going into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame after a career scoring average of just 5.7 points per game in the NBA. Who in the world is it? We'll tell you who next.
The Pirate Radio Podcast.
Don Edwards. My dad was a great salesman, and he met a guy named Alec Dale from Richmond, Virginia, and actually talked him in to building a building for him. And I think the rent was like $200 a month, and that was a huge step to pay that kind of rent. But we stayed in that building from 63 to 72, and that's where we kind of got our start.
Listen to every Pirate Radio podcast now by visiting our podcast channel and subscribing in Apple iTunes or SoundCloud. The Pirate Radio Podcast is powered by White Claw Hard Seltzer, proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage.
The answer to the question of who averaged just 5.7 points per game in his NBA career and is headed to the Hall of Fame, it's Ben Wallace, who made a name for himself in Detroit with the Pistons when they won an NBA title in 2004 and had 5 straight 50 or more win seasons. Wallace played up the road at Virginia Union, a Division II school in Richmond. He tallied 10,482 rebounds and only 6,254 points. He never shot better than 50% from the free throw line and had twice as many blocked shots as made free throws. His defensive presence was the backbone of those Detroit teams during the going-to-work era. He is still beloved in the Motor City. So there you have it. Ben Wallace with a career scoring average of 5.7 points per game going into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Come on back again next time, and we'll visit inside the booth.
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Well, welcome back. If you've worked hard to start your business and are working even harder to make it successful, and that's why it's important to have a bank in your corner when you need them. As the business world throws you curveballs, Select Bank & Trust is here to be responsive to your needs. Select Bank's team of local bankers can make local decisions and cares about you, the customer. Get the business services that are right for your business today with Select Bank & Trust. Bank local, bank select. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. We're going to take a couple trips out to Nashville, see if we can hook up with Ronnie Woodward later in the hour. Also, Troy D going to join us in just a moment. Morgan Ahlers also on standby as we'll get his thoughts on ECU falling to Vanderbilt earlier today 2-0 in Game 1 of the Nashville Super Regional. Pirates will be back at it Saturday at noon. Carson Wisenhunt on the bump facing Jack Leiter for Vanderbilt, but we'll get a recap of today's game. Find out what Troy D thought about the atmosphere there in Nashville and everything that happened in the 2-0 Pirate loss to the Commodores. Also, it is Free Beer Friday. We've got free beer to give away. How about some Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade? The bubbly refreshment of seltzer meets the taste of sweet lemonade. We got a variety pack for you, a huge prize pack to hand out on this Free Beer Friday edition of Pirate Radio Live. It's all ahead. We will take a timeout, come back, and Troy D will join us when we return right after this.
Hey, Troy D here with my good friend Kelvin Rawls from Pest Tech. Kelvin, I just want to thank you and Chris and all the great folks at Pest Tech for such awesome service. You totally eliminated the mosquitoes in my backyard, plus the fire ant problem I was having in the yard.
Hey, you're certainly welcome, Troy. I have heard the same thing from all of our customers through the year of COVID. With everyone being home, they want to enjoy the outside and being mosquito, fire ant, and pest-free.
Enjoy all your property from the kitchen to the curb. Visit pesttechofgreenville.com today for complete service. University PC Care has been busier than ever repairing personal PC and Mac computers and iPhones during this pandemic. And we thank you for your support. Now, with everyone streaming and doing work from school and home, you may have discovered that your home Wi-Fi just isn't cutting it. It may be time to upgrade your home network, and University PC Care can help. To make a network assessment appointment and discover upgrade options that fit your home, go to talktowilliam.com or learn more at universitypccare.com.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Great food, great atmosphere, and great service is Ottavola Market Cafe. Ottavola is simply a restaurant that focuses on that, being a great restaurant. There's something for everyone at Ottavola. The menu offers a variety of great choices like pastas, pizzas, sandwiches, soups, salads, and seasonal rotating selections. Lunch or dinner, Ottavola is always the right call. Call ahead and get Ottavola to go, or stop by the bar for a drink with friends. It's simple. Come and eat at Ottavola Market Cafe, Red Banks Road next to Food Lion, and OttavolaMarket.com. Ottavola, pirates supporting pirates.
Hey Pirate fans, it's time to get that yard done right with the new John Deere mower from Quality Equipment. Our premium lawn care lineup is what every homeowner needs this spring. A John Deere will change the way you mow with easy-to-use attachments, effortless steering, and intuitive controls. Right now, save up to $700 on X300, X500, and X700 series mowers. Learn more at QualityEquip.com and get quality done right. Offer ends 10/29/21. Some restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
This is Steven Igo. You've heard from me plenty on Pirate Radio Live and perhaps have read some of my work on HoistTheColors.net. Now, get an extension of our in-depth coverage on the Hoist the Colors podcast. From game previews to immediate post-game analysis to emergency podcasts for breaking news, we've got you covered. A cast of guest co-hosts from fans, former coaches, and other writers join me for 2 podcasts weekly to break down all things ECU athletics. Subscribe to Hoist the Colors now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Google Podcasts.
At Tiebreakers, we admit we have a bit of a problem. People love our wings so much that they're starting to sell their home TVs just so they can watch all the sporting events here at Tiebreakers. Seriously, we're glad you love our hand-bread and hand-cut boneless wings that much, but we really need you to go home at the end of the night. It's okay, we'll be here tomorrow. And when you come back, bring a friend with you. For great food, great friends, and cold beer, we'll see you at Tiebreakers. Tiebreakers, break the chain, eat local.
North Carolina State Parks is proud to announce that they have partnered with the Hometown Strong program. Our visitor centers are now equipped with public Wi-Fi to help kids with school. Remote learning has become a critical public health measure in maintaining social distance and continuing to educate our young people. Take advantage of Wi-Fi and a hike at Goose Creek State Park or a day trip to the beach and access remote learning at Fort Megan State Park. For more information, visit hometownstrong.nc.gov.
Pirate Radio.
The
voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Tiebreakers is open every day at 11 a.m. and is the best place to watch your favorite sports while enjoying the best wings in town, along with sandwiches, appetizers, cold beer, and more. Follow Tiebreakers on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates. Now let's head back in to Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
All right, Big Hour 3 on tap on this Friday as we have a Free Beer Friday giveaway for you. We'll give away some Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, a 12-pack as part of a Pirate Radio prize pack. If you are the lucky caller when we open up the booty bag later on this hour. Also, we'll talk to Morgan Ahlers, Ronnie Woodward, and we got some post-game audio. So a lot to do here in hour number 3, I guess hour number 6 of our coverage today on Pirate Radio as we got started at noon with a watch-along. Troy D was there in attendance to see the Pirates lose 2-0 to Vanderbilt today earlier in Game 1 of the Nashville Super Regional, and he joins us now on the Fixed NC Live line. Troy, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, Clip. Full day for you guys. Full day here in Nashville. It's a tough loss for the Pirates, but really nothing to hang their head on, or hang, no reason to have their head hang low is what I was trying to say. I mean, if you think back at this game really was a 1-0 game. If it wasn't for a close play at the plate, it could have gone either way with just a slight adjustment. It would have been a 1-0 game. And this is one of the best teams in the country, obviously, that we faced in Vanderbilt, the reigning national champions, good enough to win potentially a national championship, obviously, this year. But they're going to have to go through the Pirates to do it. And East Carolina gets another chance. You heard Cliff Godwin earlier say, hey, look, somebody's got to win too. The Pirates still got to win too, and they still can do that. So their goals are still in front of them. It was look, that Rocker kid, he's incredible. I mean, he threw a great game, but so did Gavin Williams. And hats off to him. Yeah, I thought he played tremendous. And this was a really great battle for, as far as a pitching duel. And that's what we thought it would be, and that's what it turned out to be.
Troy, it looked like the Pirate fans showed out there in Nashville. Great Pirate contingency. You could hear it through the TV. And I know you were a part of that, saw a lot of those Pirate fans today in Nashville.
Yeah, I got to tell you, I mentioned this on my Twitter page earlier today. This like it almost has a bowl game feel to it out here, guys. And this is the first time. This is the first time in a while people have been excited again. With ECU athletics. We've had some down moments in other sports, but ECU, and then last year was kind of a wash. ECU baseball didn't even get a chance to play last year. So it feels like it's been a while since we've been able to be excited about something. I know ECU football ended on an uptick, but most people weren't in the stadium to get to see that. So this is kind of the first time from really starting back from the regional last week, guys, where people could attend. It was capacity, and now that kind of carrying over to Nashville and a fun kind of trip for the Pirate fans that we're able to make it. Nashville's a fun city. Does have a bowl feel for the folks that are here, and there are a lot of Pirate fans here, and they were very loud. And it was funny because we were talking about the whistle guy in Vanderbilt. This guy ended up sitting, ironically, me and Bailey were sitting right in front of the press box. They kind of had some auxiliary seating because their press box is not huge. So we were sitting kind of right in front of the press box, if you will. They had a table set up. And this guy was probably only about 20 people away from us. And I know that they have two, but this is the main one that you probably heard on the telecast, I'm sure, or anybody that was watching or listening. It has to be one of the most annoying things I've ever come across in my life. I knew that they do that. I don't think I realized how much this guy whistles during the game. And it was just incredibly annoying. And it's really distracting, quite honestly, for fans. And I talked to a lot of Vandy fans, and half their fan base, I think, hates this guy. But there's nothing, they don't know what, it's not an artificial noisemaker. He just does it with his finger in his mouth. It's not an artificial whistle that he's bringing in. He's just doing it naturally, and they don't think there's anything they can do about it to stop him. And, and half the fans think it's great, but the other half can't stand it. But the ECU fans started chanting ECU every time he started doing the whistle, because it was always a whistle on a 3 count, if you noticed. And so every time he started, you'd hear the ECU fans chant ECU during his whistle to try and turn it around. But I don't know. Could you guys hear it through the telecast, the whistle?
Yeah, and we didn't have it up very loud, but we could definitely hear the whistler, and it is constant. It sounds like throughout the entire game.
I just can't believe how long, just the intensity this guy has with it.
Does he go to like an oxygen tank right after the game, Troy? And Phil, I mean, he's got to be worn out after the game.
I don't know. It is the most bizarre thing I've seen. As I said, I talked to a lot, and it wasn't just, obviously East Carolina folks really got enough of this guy already, but the Vandy fans that I talked to a lot of their fans and many of their administrators, and they're just they just kind of shake their head. They're like, yeah, God, what do we do? We don't like it any more than you do. And they've got to listen to it every game. I was like, is this guy come every game? And he's like one of their diehards, man. We have the Jungle Crew, which we love, and I think they're great fans, but I don't put them in an annoying category. This guy drives people insane, and they have to deal with it every single game. We're only here for hopefully 2 more games, and then we can move on, and I don't have to deal with it again.
Yeah, you got some great video, pictures, and more. I saw Troy D earlier today, up close and personal with the Vandy Whistler. Troy, have you been able to enjoy Nashville, the nightlife? You seen a lot of Pirate fans out and about last night?
Yeah, we got everybody. A lot of folks came in today, so we got a lot of people. Met. Hey, let's all try and meet up and go. The cool thing about Nashville is there's that one Main Street Broadway, which it kind of reminds me of. Many Pirate fans have been to Memphis, Beale Street, where it's a contained area, where it's just kind of one road where everything's there. So you go to one spot, and you're liable to hit every nightclub, bar, restaurant, and see everybody. And that's kind of how it is here. It's kind of one fun party district, if you will. Much like New Orleans has Bourbon Street or Las Vegas has a Strip, Nashville has Broadway. So it is a lot of fun. I got to tell you, all you got to do is go there, and you don't have to leave. And I did go out. We got here late last night, but I didn't want to waste the night. I wanted to go out and just kind of see what was going on. It is incredible the amount of nightclubs they have, and every place has a kick-ass band playing. And it's all, there's no cover charge. You just walk right in. And a lot of these guys will be famous in a few years. This is where they get their start, playing some of these clubs. And they're all different shapes and sizes of these clubs. Some are multi-level rooftop and 3-4 levels, and then some are kind of smaller, like something you'd see on Cochant Street or Fifth Street. But it's really kind of a cool atmosphere, man. I can see the appeal of this place for folks, and everybody's just in a good mood, wanting to have fun. So, the nightlife here has been great, and look forward to going out tonight, get some good dinner, and meeting some friends out, and seeing some fellow Pirates and having a few cold ones. So I think it'll be a good time, and we'll keep doing our on-location reports, too, for social media. I want to thank our friends at Clean Eats for sponsoring that clip. That we're going to be filing those again tomorrow. If we get anything cool or see anything cool on Broadway tonight, we'll get one filed there, too. But our friends at Clean Eats on Red Banks Road sponsoring our on-location videos on our social media platforms.
Yeah, I was going to mention that. You can find post-game on the Pirate Radio social media platforms. Also, Troy D. Double B with a quick recap provided by Pirate Radio On Location, brought to you by Clean Eats, and a lot of those reports still to come. Hopefully, Troy, as you said, 2 more games and not just the finale coming up. I know you hate the nooners, Troy D., but another nooner, or I guess 11 a.m. start time there in Nashville for you coming up on Saturday.
Yeah, it's an early start here at for 11, because we usually try and get there an hour or two before the game on something like this. But the flip side is you have the rest of your day to enjoy, and you can go rest and relax afterwards, and then go out that night. So it's not all bad, but it was hot, guys. I got to tell you, I think the hottest I've ever been for ECU baseball was that South Carolina, I believe, Super Regional in Columbia. I want to say back in, I'm forgetting what date. You'll have to refresh my memory clip. It was
sometime in the mid-2000s, right?
Yeah, mid-2000s, 2009 maybe. But it was the hottest I've ever been at a game and in Columbia. This today, there were moments today that felt like that again, because it was so, I thought it was going to be overcast all day. They had called for rain. It's just the exact same reason Greenhalgh can't ever trust the forecast. They say, it rains when it's not supposed to rain. It's dry when it's, they say it's going to rain. It's just kind of hard to predict a lot of times. But it looked like they were calling for rain yesterday and even early this morning. And then it ended up being a pretty beautiful day. But, man, when that sun broke out, golly, I mean, it was hot and swampy. And it gave me a flashback to that super regional in Columbia, South Carolina. So he was definitely an issue. I think, I'm not saying that was the reason anybody won or lost. It was an issue for fans because I think people were definitely getting hot out there, and it was a smoker of a game. So that's the one downside of playing at noon. It's definitely very, very warm versus a 7 o'clock night game where it can cool down a little bit and the sun can go down.
Pirates will send Carson Wisenhunt to the mound on Saturday, noon Eastern time, against Jack Leiter, son of Al Leiter. Another great pitching matchup coming up on Saturday. Troy, we'll let you run. We'll keep checking out social media as you've got the on-location reports provided by Clean Eats, and have a good time tonight. And you'll be back at the ballpark coming up on Saturday.
Indeed. Thanks for you guys' effort today. I know the watch-along party looks like it was a pretty big success. I was able to dial in a couple times to that. So how did that go for you guys from your perspective?
It was fun. We gave away a lot of Pirate Vibes Only t-shirts, some car washes, and had a lot of people interacting. So the game went along pretty quickly, Troy, so that was a good thing. It was always close, so kept us into it, and we had fun with it.
Sounds good. Cliff, we'll be back, and I'll talk with you officially on Monday again. And, of course, our coverage continues online thanks to our friends at Clean Eats.
Sounds good. There is Troy D. live from Nashville, joining us on the Fixed NC live line, and we'll try to go out to Nashville one more time before we get out of here. Ronnie Woodward standing by. Shirley, you want to hit some post game? Let's hear from Cliff Godwin first.
No, I believe it's going to be in between Gavin and Thomas Francisco first, and then Cliff Godwin would be on the back end.
Sounds good. All right, let's check it out from after the Vanderbilt 2-0 win over ECU earlier today.
Gavin, obviously we talked a lot about this pitching matchup. And how do you feel like you did out there today, and what was it like pitching that atmosphere?
It was pretty fun. I felt like I held my own the whole game. I wasn't trying to do too much. I was trying to give our team a shot to win.
Ronnie.
The emotions we saw from you today, Gavin, what was that like? Especially early, I know you were throwing 98, 99. Getting a good start for the first few innings, how did that kind of help you settle in at all?
I was just trying to fire my team up, really. I know it was going back and forth, really, throwing up zeros. I was just trying to get them to get up, get some hits.
Ronnie, do you have another one?
Yeah, for Thomas, what about the other side of that? We know about Rocker, how good he is. Just how difficult was it today, maybe to string together hits, you think?
Yeah, he did a great job. He attacked us, and we didn't really stick to our game plan at all. Gavin pitched an unbelievable game and gave us every shot to win. We didn't do a good job of stringing bats together at all today, so we got to do that if we want to win.
Steven, go ahead. Thomas, you obviously opted to be aggressive 3-0 in the 8th, and well, you got a good pitch, just missed it. Was that just what happened there?
That's your choice.
Yeah, so I got green light, and in that situation, I was guy just came in through 3 straight balls, and just figured thought he'd throw something over top of the plate, and I was just being aggressive, trying to make something happen, and just got it off.
Steven, do you have another one? Yeah, just Thomas, how do you guys flush this one and reset for tomorrow, obviously with another challenge?
Yeah, we know tomorrow's a new day, and we have to win 2 at this point, so it does us no good to worry about what happened today at this point. We just got to learn from it, come back tomorrow, and get it going offensively, and the pitching staff will keep doing their thing.
Ronnie.
Gavin, it seemed like you really kind of handled the moment, the emotions, everything well today. Just did you feel comfortable? It just looked from us that you looked like really comfortable and kind of relished in this moment.
Oh, yeah, I did feel comfortable. It's just another baseball game. Can't worry about the name on the other jersey. Just got to worry about the present moment, really.
Ronnie, go ahead if you've got another one. Any other questions for the student athletes?
All right, let's move over to questions for Coach Godwin. If you have a question, please raise your hand. Ronnie, go ahead.
Nice to have Coach, did you feel like during that game maybe you needed a home run, or it was going to take a home run because it was so difficult during an inning to string together hits, obviously, against him?
No, I thought it would take a big swing, like a 2-out RBI, ball in the gap, double. When you hit however many singles, 3 or 4 singles that we had, it's just tough. I mean, he's really good. Controls the running game. Once we had an opportunity to, make something happen with Norby, and Norby got a bad jump and kept running, and that's just us trying to do too much right there instead of just sticking to our keys. And if we get a bad jump, take it. But once we ran one time, he was slide stepping, so it was really difficult to do anything offensively when we had a guy at first base.
Steven, go ahead.
Coach, his ability to land multiple pitches for strikes, how tough did that make it on the hitters?
I mean, you saw it. We struck out 11 times. I don't know the last time that we have been in double-digit strikeouts. I'll let Malcolm answer that one. But he had his slider going, his breaking ball going, threw a few change-ups, and just really made it. And he was locating it. He was throwing the ball where he wanted to. And plus, he had a pitcher zone, so that was made it very difficult on our hitters.
Steven, do you have another one?
I'm good right now.
Aria, go ahead.
On the base pass, what did you see from Enrique Bradfield? Did he kind of, affect the defense at all? Like that he's so fast?
Did he steal a base today? I'm not sure. I don't think he did.
He had the slide in the 8th inning, and then the wild pitches, things like that, the infield single.
Yeah, the infield single, he's Deion Sanders, so he runs really fast down there. If we'd have done a little bit better job at executing the ball Agnos through to Seth, then he would have been out. And I haven't seen the replay. I have no idea. But, we had infield in. Of course, he puts pressure on you, but I thought Gavin did a really good job. He walked to lead off the game and could not steal because Gavin was picking over with a good move and being quick to the plate.
All right, do you have another one? Patrick Johnson, go ahead.
Coach, obviously Gavin, the way he pitched, but the double play, did that make a decision easier to send him back out in the 8th?
Gavin didn't want to come out of the game even when he came out of the game. I thought he was as good as he's been all year, especially the length that he went. I don't know exactly how long he went, but he did a really good job.
Austin.
Coach, what are going to be your main adjustments for the game tomorrow?
Well, we're facing a different pitcher, so we'll have to have a different plan because they're totally two different guys.
Ronnie.
Cliff, this game in many ways seemed to live up to the billing and the hype. It's just a really good game at this point in the postseason. And how proud are you of Gavin for just keeping you in it inning after inning? Pretty gutty performance to kind of keep you right there.
I'll take Gavin Williams over anybody in the country. And I know we got beat today, but I'll take that guy. That guy, we ain't sitting here in Nashville without that guy. So I'll take him every single step of the way.
Let's go last one, Patrick Johnson.
Cliff, you said you did not see the replay. What was the explanation you were given?
You don't get any explanations. You can't talk to umpires after replay. You get thrown out. So no explanation.
Thank you.
There is Cliff Godwin. You also heard from Gavin Williams there after the ECU 2-0 loss to Vanderbilt. And, hey, Pirates got to win too, just like Vanderbilt does. We'll see what transpires Saturday at noon as ECU will take on Vanderbilt once again. That'll be a noon start time on ESPN2 once again. Carson Wisenhunt versus Jack Leiter. A couple of young pitchers going at it. Kind of had the veterans on the mound today with Rocker and Williams. Tomorrow you'll get a couple of younger guys with Leiter and Wisenhunt. And the Pirates have a full arsenal in their bullpen, too. You had A.J. Wilson pitch to one batter today. Cam Colmore didn't throw a lot of pitches. So both sides will have their bullpens ready to go for Saturday and potentially on into Sunday. All right, tell you what, Shirley Rhodes, let's open up the booty bag and make somebody a winner right now. Boom, boom, boom.
Booty, 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 booty everywhere. Booty, 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 booty everywhere.
Kind of hot outside. How about a 12-pack of Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade? We got the variety pack here for you with some black cherry, original lemonade, strawberry, and peach. You can win that right now along with some other great goodies in our Pirate Radio prize pack. Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade. You've got 4 bold flavors to choose from. You can get them in the variety pack. Let your taste buds decide which one is most delicious. Bud Light Seltzer Lemonade, proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. We got more to go on Pirate Radio Live. We'll see if we can check in with Morgan Ahlers and Ronnie Woodward when we return on Pirate Radio Live here on a Friday.
Clip before you go to break. It's caller 12, by the way.
I should mention that, or Shirley should. Somebody should.
Yeah, well, that's why I kind of jumped in.
Thank you, Shirley. 317-1250, caller 12 is a winner right now.
Hey Pirate Nation, this is Tom Brown from Brown & Wood Buick GMC Truck. We've been serving the Pirate Nation in Eastern North Carolina for 83 years. We have 4 brands, 3 generations, 2 showrooms, and 1 goal to make sure you leave a happy customer.
This month at Brown & Wood, get an all-new Buick Encore GX 2021 and save over $3,500 or 0% for 72 months. And as always, Brown & Wood is the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
We're located on Greenville Boulevard next to the Convention Center, or shop us online at brownandwoodauto.com.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware Building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, a wave of refreshment. Crafted using our unique Brew Pure process. Made pure. Nothing tastes like White Claw Hard Seltzer.
White Claw Hard Seltzer, available in 5 fruit flavors, 2 grams of carbs, gluten-free, and 100 calories. Find it at whiteclaw.com. White Claw Hard Seltzer. Nothing tastes quite like it. Proudly distributed by Coastal Beverage. Please drink responsibly.
Jersey Mike's crew doesn't just walk right in and make a sub. We're there early, slicing veggies, baking bread, grilling bacon. Then we walk right in and make a sub, because freshly prepared ingredients make a sub above. The only way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the only way to get it is at Jersey Mike's, because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
The Tarboro River Bandits are back, and this year we'll have a full season, and all fans are welcome this year. Come watch some of the best collegiate baseball around with over 20 Division I players on this active roster looking to compete at a high level. We have a family-friendly atmosphere, awesome stadium, food and drink specials, plus the coldest beer on the East. Come do something different with the family this summer with the Tarboro River Bandits. 29 home games to choose from. Tickets available at the gate or online at TarboroRiverBandits.com.
Ahoy, mateys! It's Captain Jack Spare of R&R Tire Express. We're here to serve our pirate community by offering easy payments for easy ownership. For you landlubbers, R&R will install a new set of tires for just $20. $50 installs new custom wheels and tires. To learn more about R&R, stop by 3920 US 264 or rnrtires.com.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
Although innovative new resources such as digital media and social networks have grown in popularity, smart marketers recognize that printing is a mainstay.
We live in an age of computer hacking, scams, and fly-by-night businesses, so it's reassuring to consumers when they receive printed marketing pieces.
It exemplifies business confidence and conveys a high level of commitment.
It also fosters trust, which leads to engagement and ultimately brand loyalty.
When you're ready to grow your business, come to PIP, where business goes to grow.
This is Coach Steve Shankweiler, offensive line coach for East Carolina University football, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Got damage from wood rot, fixed. Damage from smoke or fire, fixed. Damage caused by water, fixed. If you've got damage, use a contractor that works for you and not your insurance company. Visit fixednc.com today or call 999-0001. That's 3 9s, 3 zeros, and a 1. Fixed NC, restore, renew, maintain. Now let's head back into PRL. Here's Clip Brock.
All right, 2-0 the final today. Vanderbilt over East Carolina. Game 1 of the Nashville Super Regional. If you missed it, you missed a lot of strikeouts. You missed some high-end pitching and I don't know, who knows, a potential major league battle in the future between Gavin Williams and Kumar Rocker. Some great pitching today. And Morgan Ahlers joins us on the Fixed NC Live line. Got to give Morgan credit. He's an accidental genius. He guessed or kind of threw out, hey, that Rocker guy, is it Tracy Rocker's son? Morgan, you said that a couple weeks ago on Pirate Radio Live. You were absolutely correct, so well done to you, sir.
That's about the only way I'm going to be a genius, is an accidental genius.
Accidental genius Morgan Ahlers. He didn't even know that he was a genius, but he is. Morgan, tough one today. We knew it would be this type of game, low scoring. Tim Corbin, the Vanderbilt coach, said we knew they were going to be expensive today. You had to kind of grit and claw. We saw a lot of bunting, a lot of small ball. They were able to get it done, move a couple across the plate. East Carolina just couldn't quite get their guys home, and we ended up with a 2-0 ball game today.
It was a disappointing loss for the Pirates, but if you're a baseball fan, that was a good baseball game. There were two dominant pitchers. Two really good baseball teams that I think are pretty evenly matched. And Pirates going to have to put it together tomorrow because they've got a good one coming up and facing Jack Leiter, who is arguably better than Kumar Rocker.
The numbers are better for Leiter. Rocker is still their number one guy, I think, due to, well, he's an ace as well, but also due to the experience and the big games he's pitched in during his career. But you're right, Leiter just as good, if not better, in fact, projected to go higher in the draft than Kumar Rocker. East Carolina sending up a young pitcher on their own with some talent, Morgan and Carson Wisenhunt. So I think we'll see some more runs tomorrow, but I'm expecting another good pitcher's duel on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm expecting it should be another great game, and hopefully we won't hear. But tell you what, if I see that Whistler guy, I'm going to smack him in the mouth.
The only way you're not going to hear it is if you turn your TV down, Morgan, because he'll be there.
Well, that's true, but from a fan standpoint, if you're a Vanderbilt fan, you got to love it unless you sit right around it. Anybody can.
You think that's like how you determine where your seats are if you go to a Vandy game? You just try to get as far away as possible from that guy?
I guess, but how do you whistle that much, that loud? I think there's more than one guy that does it from what I'm understanding, but damn. Morgan
Ahlers joining us. Morgan, the The Pirate Faithful was packed at Clark LeClaire last week, including one Holton Ahlers I saw a picture of on the fence there out in the jungle. And I know you gotta love that, Morgan. The fans are back. And I talked to Jeff Charles earlier this week. It doesn't mean Dowdy Ficklen's going to be packed, but it's a pretty good sign, right? The Pirate fans miss their athletics. They certainly miss their baseball. It kind of got me excited for what Dowdy Ficklen could look like this fall.
Yeah, you and I have talked about this over the last 6 months to a year, that I think fans are just desperate to get out and see sporting events, because I know I'm one of these people and I enjoy watching sports, but as you go through time, maybe it becomes, you take it for granted.
Yeah.
That the sport's going to be there. The game's going to be there. I can just stay at home and watch it on TV today because it's 50 degrees instead of 70 degrees. Or there's a chance of rain. I'm just going to stay home and watch it.
Yeah.
Well, last year you couldn't do that. I mean, you had to stay home and watch it. Most people, they allowed 3,000 people in the stands at one point, I think. And, I think it's going to be a fun year for the Pirates. And I think this is one of these years, if you're buying season tickets, go ahead and get them. Make plans to be out there in Dowdy Ficklen Stadium. Make plans to be in Charlotte, because this is going to be a fun football team to watch. I really, truly believe that. They're working hard, and, if last weekend's any indication, I don't know if we're going to sell out every game, but I think we'll probably average 43,000 people a game.
People are going to be excited for September 11th. The Gamecocks rolling into town for South Carolina. And of course, the week before that, it'll be ECU and App State in Charlotte, which should be a pretty strong attended event from both fan bases, Morgan. So really looking forward to that. And hopefully this momentum the baseball team has can carry over into football season. And it's not over yet, Morgan. Pirates 2 wins away from Omaha. And, Vanderbilt still has to win another game. So a lot to be determined here this weekend.
Yeah, tomorrow's game, we talked about Leiter on the mound and Wilson Hunt. Very rarely do you see East Carolina go 2 games in a row without hitting the baseball.
Yeah.
And, we faced a guy today in Kumar Rocker that, honestly, and I'm not blaming umpires, but early on, the first 3 or 4 innings, the strike zone was off 6-8 inches off the plate, and we were getting strikeouts.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think Gavin was getting those pitches, early on.
Definitely. No, I agree.
His pitch count went up higher the first 3 or 4 innings of the game. It was shown on TV. Cliff sort of got on the home plate umpire. After the one where you saw our catcher pull up and get ready to throw the ball down to third base on the strikeout, and then he pulls the ball back down because it's the ball. Then it's the same pitch that he's been calling strikes all day. If a way to get the Leiter. I really believe that. I think Cliff is such a good coach and can position his guys to put the ball in play, move guys around. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it'll probably be 4-3, 3-2, something like that.
Yeah.
But if we can get to Sunday, I like the Pirates' chances going to Omaha.
Morgan Ahlers joining us on the Fixed NC Live line. Morgan, thanks for a few minutes of your time. We will check in with you again next Friday, man.
I'll be in the studio next Friday, Lord willing.
We will see you there. Morgan Ahlers joining us today on Pirate Radio Live. Appreciate it, Morg. Shirley, let's get our final break in now, and then when we return, we'll go out back to Nashville. Ronnie Woodward will have the final word on ECU and Vanderbilt. We'll recap it one more time and get you ready for Game 2 on Saturday. It's all ahead on Pirate Radio Live after this.
Hey, Birdland, watch the O's take on the Cleveland Indians June 4th through the 6th at Oriole Park. The first 20,000 fans 21 and over who attend the game on Friday, June 4th will receive an Orioles floppy hat presented by Miller Lite. Great seating options are available, or check out the 5-game flex plan and pick the games that fit your schedule. Don't wait. Spend your weekend at the Yard. Purchase your tickets today at the Orioles Ticket Marketplace at Orioles.com/tickets.
Hey Pirate fans, this is Cliff Godwin. Summer is here and I want to invite your son to attend Cliff Godwin Youth Camps. We will offer 3 sessions the weeks of June 28th, July 12th, and July 26th. All camps will be held at Clark LeClaire Stadium and campers will get baseball instruction from members of the 2021 ECU baseball team. Campers will also play games and each camp ends with our famous Pirate Slip and Slide. Full day and half day sessions are offered. For more information, visit cliffgodwinbaseballcamp.com. See you there. Go Pirates.
The best place in Greenville to unwind after work and have fun is AJ McMurphy's. AJ's has daily food and drink specials and an awesome patio perfect for some outdoor dining. Stop by AJ's on Monday for open mic, music on the patio on Tuesday, sports trivia with me, Clip Brock, on Wednesdays, and music bingo on Thursday. AJ McMurphy's, Turnberry Square at Bells Fork, and on Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 8 to 10 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by GolfKnickers.com, the world's leader in traditional golf apparel. Hosts Mark Greenhalgh and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop.
Have you stopped doing your favorite activity due to chronic aches and pains? Let Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab help. They provide regenerative injection therapy that can help with osteoarthritis, joint pain, carpal tunnel, and plantar fasciitis. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab will help you get back into the groove. Eastern Physical Medicine and Rehab, 2245 Stantonsburg Road, across from the hospital. Call 215-9294 for an appointment today.
This is Mark Washington with Max Sports Performance at Max Fitness. Our facility has reopened and is following all safety protocols. The best thing you can do to strengthen your immune system is, of course, to work out and exercise on a regular basis. I can assist you as your performance coach. You can also enjoy the benefits of a private facility. Avoid the crowds and work out at Max Fitness. Now is the time to get healthy. Max Fitness, just off Highway 43 in the old Ace Hardware building behind Speedway in Greenville. Call me, Mark Washington, 902-4877.
For years, Callie Ann Phelps has been singing about Phelps Chevrolet.
Phelps Chevrolet is the one for you. Low prices, service too. See the big dealer right away. Carolina's finest, Phelps Chevrolet.
And you'll agree with what Skylar Phelps has to say.
Nobody beats Phelps Chevrolet's prices. Nobody.
The name you can depend on. Phelps Chevrolet.
Get you one.
Find new roads with Chevrolet. Then come find yours at Phelps Chevrolet in Greenville.
Here with Mike Mullis from Fixed NC. And Mike, you were telling me the other day, people ask you all the time, I didn't know you did that. What does that mean?
You know, anything that involves property damage repair, call us first. If it's your crawl space, you've got interior humidity issues, a water loss, your ice maker line breaks, obviously fire and smoke, everybody knows we do those. But anything that involves interior or exterior property damage, we're your repair experts.
Mike, how can everybody get in touch with you?
252-999-0001 or fixednc.com.
This is ECU Assistant Football Coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to Hour 3 of Pirate Radio Live. This hour of PRL is brought to you by Bud Light, reminding Pirate fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. Bud Light, the official beer of the ECU Pirates, and proudly distributed by Carolina Eagle Distributing since 1989. Now, back to the show.
Welcome back. Taking a look at your stock market report. The Dow ended the week up 13 points at 34,479. The NASDAQ was up 37 at 13,998. And the S&P was up 8 points as well at 4,247. That's your Wells Fargo Advisors financial report. For a personal look into investing, call Wells Fargo Advisors today at 756-6900 in Greenville. Wells Fargo Advisors, LLC, member SIPC. Now let's head back into Pirate Radio Live. Here's your host, Clip Brock.
Alrighty, back with you on Pirate Radio Live. I feel like we've done like a telethon today.
Well, you probably, you have,
been
but
in
not
this
me.
Chair since noon, as we did our watch along, and now a 3-hour edition of Pirate Radio Live. And Ronnie Woodward will have the last word as he joins us live from Nashville on the Fixed NC Live line. Ronnie, appreciate a few minutes of your time, man. Is this one kind of as advertised with the two aces on the mound today, a 2-0 game with a whole lot of strikeouts?
Yeah, I definitely think so. We talked a little bit in the press box. Kind of the banter before the game was where would we set the total strikeouts by the starters. Me and Steven both said over 20.5. I said it could be 25, and ended up being 24. So 13 by Williams, 11 by Rocker. And yeah, I mean, it was a dominant performance by both guys. That's the tough thing with ECU, for the weekend was they got just a heck of a performance, pretty much the best they could get out of Gavin, but don't score a run. So it was, I mean, the story was about those two guys going into it, and that ended up being the story really the entire game because Rocker and Williams didn't come out until the 8th, so that dictated the whole day. And it was pretty special, honestly. And I know it's tough for ECU fans to lose a game like that and not score, but just as kind of an objective, just onlooker, it was one of the neatest baseball games I've covered, just as far as two pitchers just going toe for toe for an entire afternoon. That part of it was really neat.
A lot of key moments in the game. One of those that stands out to me, Ronnie, it was 1-0 at the time. Rocker finally out of the game. Reliever Maldonado comes in, throws 3 straight balls, and then Francisco swings at a 3-0 pitch, pops it up. Got the pitch he wanted probably, and it just didn't go his way. Now, if he straightens that out and it's a gapper or a home run, maybe we're saying, all right, great job to have the green light there. But we're not saying that. We're saying, why swing at that 3-0 pitch when the guy has yet to prove he could throw a strike? So that, I don't know. That's one of the key moments that stands out today. It's hindsight, of course, but it was a factor in today's game.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. Honestly, I said to Steven when it got to 3-0, I'd swing if I was Francisco here. And that's just because he had gotten a hit earlier in the game. And my rule with this type of stuff in big games, use your fastball. I mean, Connor Norby was on first base. Your next best hitter is at the plate. Josh Moylan really kind of looked a little overmatched or like a freshman. I thought he was the guy on deck at times today. So, I mean, if you're Francisco, and he said, to Steven's credit, he asked him after the game, what kind of was the process or what were you thinking there on the 3-0? Not what were you thinking, but just were you trying to be aggressive? And Francisco said, yeah, the guy threw 3 straight balls, so I was looking for a pitch, basically. I knew he was going to try and throw a good pitch down the middle, and I wanted to get a swing on it. He had the green light and went for it. So, like you said, if he hits a home run there, people were talking about how awesome it was that he, went risky and swung 3-0. But to me, that was their best chance to score late, was to get something from Norby and Francisco, because I think a lot of other guys in the lineup were just overmatched. And Norby and Francisco and AMAC really were the 3 who looked to me at least the most comfortable up there and kind of in the moment. So, I liked it personally. Go for it. I know you're going to get a good pitch. It didn't work out, but those are why Norby and Francisco are your best 2 hitters, and really your best 2 and maybe only 2 chances to score today were for one of those guys to do something special, I thought. So he tried it, and it didn't work out.
And Ronnie, too, kind of an up and down day defensively, but the extremes were way up or way down, because I think back to, and I don't know if it made a difference in the outcome or anything. It definitely didn't, but Alec Makaravich taking a ball off the wall, throwing it in quickly, holding a guy to a single rather than a double. The 6-4-3 double play, the 4-3 double play, all that was baseball winning plays that were made by the Pirates. Then you had the pass balls, you had the Ryder Giles. I mean, that was just bang bang there with one of the fastest guys in college baseball running home, but the throw beat the runner to the plate. It looked like Cadell just couldn't get the tag down. So little things like that. And Tim Corbin, what did he say, Ronnie, after the game? Runs were expensive today. Like, you got to make those little plays when you're playing in a game that's going to be 2-0, 3-2, the low scoring games we expect from these teams.
Yeah, I mean, that's the crazy thing is the day as a whole. But yeah, I mean, he said runs were very expensive, and they kind of knew that going in. Cliff Godwin said the same type of thing in different words, that, hey, this was going to be a pitcher's duel, and Gavin stepped up and did his part. Just different things kind of didn't go ECU's way. I think Gavin, Igo and I have been talking some since the game, just on our walk back from the stadium, that the moment wasn't too big for Gavin especially, and I think ECU as a whole for the most part. I mean, there's been some moments, certainly in Louisville and even in Texas Tech, where it seemed like the moment just kind of engulfed ECU and different players at different times. Certainly that didn't happen in Gavin today. Maybe some of the defensive stuff, like you said, I mean, the one that Ryder Giles kind of kicked into the outfield.
Oh, man, forgot about that one. That was
never going to,
yeah.
That was not a double. It was a ground ball to the shortstop that he kicked, however many feet. That's not a double. There's no chance that's a double. It shouldn't have been ruled a double. It was a single at best, E6. But anyway, I went on a tangent. But yeah, I mean, and the play, like you said, the defensive play at the plate, Cadell maybe could have got a better tag and executed that a little better. Cliff Godwin referenced that post game. But the same side of that, you have to give credit to that slide. I mean, that dude's one of the fastest players in the country, and he made a hell of a slide because the ball beat him. He just made a good play. So, yeah, I mean, especially in a 2-0 game, it's going to be the little plays, the little things you kind of break down. And ECU had some of those moments, those double plays, especially the 4-3. There's a couple runners on. I think that was right after a mound visit, too, from Cliff Godwin to Gavin, and thought maybe this is it. And he turned right around and gets a double play ball. So, I mean, again, Gavin, you got to give him so much credit for what he did today. That was a pretty gutty performance, especially when your offense isn't giving you runs and support. Yeah, that's got to be tough for him to go out there inning after inning knowing that, like, hey, he's got to keep that thing close.
Yeah.
He knew it, and he did. I mean, at 2-0, in a weird way, seemed like 8-0 by the time, but it was 1-0. You were one swing away, basically, one solo home run away, and he did his job doing that. And it comes down to ECU gets 3 hits. They were all singles, and Kumar Rocker was pretty spectacular. He was just really good. I mean, Gavin Williams had his strikeout stuff going. He had more strikeouts, but Rocker, just did the damage as far as limiting hits. And no extra base hits for the Pirates, and I thought that was kind of the difference in the key.
Well, good news. Kumar Rocker will not throw on Saturday. Bad news, it'll be Jack Leiter, who might be even better. He has better numbers, although they're very similar, and also Ronnie is the projected to go higher in the draft than Rocker. I think Rocker has the experience factor, and that's why he's the number one guy, but Leiter would be the number one on, would you say, every other team in the country? I mean,
yeah,
I mean, it's crazy. For ECU, Carson Wisenhunt, and he has shown that he could certainly be a future ace for the Pirates, and I'm excited to see what this young guy can do coming up on Saturday. Ronnie, I don't know. I don't think the nerves will get to him. It's just a matter of can he find his pitches there and control the game like he wants to. I'm excited about the matchup for Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's interesting, and I think it flips a little bit to some extent with ECU side at least. I think a lot of it today going into it, and really the way it played out, was Gavin had to lead the team. That Gavin had to be the leader and keep them in it, and try and give them a shot to win, and he obviously did that. Tomorrow, I think it flips a little bit, because I don't think ECU is going to go into it saying, well, Carson Wisenhunt's going to lead us to victory.
Right.
Wisenhunt, I think it's, hey, the offense has to do something here. I think if that's Connor Norby, or that's Amac, or that's Moylan, or that's Francisco, whoever it is, somebody, I think, on the offensive side has to step up and do something special for them to win. The other side of it was Vanderbilt. Like you said, there was a lot of talk from the Vanderbilt players and coaches, but I thought was interesting. Voss, who had the RBI for the first run, today said something of like, when Rocker's on the mound, we don't have to do much, and they know that. And there's, like you said, that postseason experience and factor. I mean, Rocker basically led them, or was a huge part in them winning a national championship 2 years ago. Jack Leiter's different. This is going to be his postseason debut, or not postseason, but super regional debut. He wasn't on that 2019 team. He could go throw a no-hitter, a perfect game tomorrow. There's no question, the talent. But he also could give up some runs. And again, he doesn't have that, at least that experience in a super regional that Kumar Rocker has, and the Omaha experience and that type of thing. So to me, it flips things a little bit. Vanderbilt, I think a lot of pressure and just how Leiter performs is going to be a big part. And for ECU, I mean, obviously, they haven't scored a run in Nashville yet. So no matter who pitches or who does what on the ECU side, if you don't score a run, you know, mathematically you're not going to win. So I think the offense has got to come up with some big hits, some big plays, and catch some breaks. You know, I mean, get a walk, get a stolen base, maybe an error or whatever. But I think the offense for ECU, it flips a little bit. Where today was about Gavin. I think it was Gavin's game. Everybody knew that going into it, and it played out that way exactly. And he did his job. I think tomorrow it's on ECU's offense to try. And it's easy for me to say. You know, I mean, it's not easy. I totally get it. But yeah, they're going to have to swing it and try and score some runs and try and fight and you know, get some runs to try and win the game. I think that's the key is ECU's offense against Leiter tomorrow. To me, at least, I'm going to be looking more on that than I am when Wisenhunt's pitching or ECU's out there, because you could see Bridges, Colmore, Mayhew, I think early potentially if you need it. The first inning, the second inning, first sign of trouble, I think they're going to go to that bullpen on the ECU side.
Ronnie, we got about 1 minute here. What are the plans for Friday evening in Nashville?
That's a good question. We went, we did the Broadway street thing last night for a little bit. Nothing too crazy. It was definitely pretty calm, and at least as far as the way we were acting. But there's a lot of people, so I don't know if we're going to do that tonight or not. But yeah, I think get some dinner, watch some games. I'm kind of pumped to watch this NC State game and some of the other college baseball stuff tonight. So I think we'll find a way to get some food, get a beverage, find a TV. You know, we know we're doing a little bit on the road. So that's the plan.
All right, sounds good. Ronnie, thanks for joining us, man. We'll reconvene with you on early next week, depending on when you get back into Greenville. We'll talk to you next week.
That sounds good. Yeah, I fly out Monday morning, I think. So I'm probably good for Monday, but yeah, we'll touch base.
Right, sounds good. Thank you, Ronnie. There's Ronnie Woodward from the Daily Reflector. Thanks to
Sorry.
I'm good. I'm fine.
Sorry.
Wrong button. Troy D, Morgan Ahlers, Greeny, Tony Dunn, Mike Mullis, Shirley Rose, Chandler Honeycutt, all of y'all that tuned in, and all of y'all that were a part of our live stream earlier today. That was a whole lot of fun. Watch along, watching ECU and Vanderbilt. We will reconvene Monday, 3 o'clock with an all-new edition of Pirate Radio Live. Make sure you're tuned into our social media sites all weekend long. Troy D has on-location reports provided by Clean Eats. We'll have all the post-game video, everything you need on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you Monday at 3. So long, everybody.
Thanks for listening to Pirate Radio Live, an exclusive presentation of the voice